on. I used to make my own mixtapes. I did. When I find them, I'm like, wow, I had such an eclectic view of music. Hello, hello. It's Monday. And you know what? It's feeling like Monday, but the House of Sewing is here for you. Monday is gonna Monday. How are you doing? Shalom. Hello, hello.
I am so good right now. The day turned around when I found my box of mixtapes, and now I need my own cassette player so I can listen to the mixtapes.
Oh man, those were great times. I found a mixtape of someone I'm still friends with. We like were DJs and we were DJing certain songs and we made a tape. We were in the 6th grade. It's weird to
Just to
hear my
sit there
little
at the radio and just wait for that song to come on so you can press record.
absolutely.
Amazing.
How are you today, Twinny McTwin Twin?
Minnie McTwin. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. We started off really rough this morning. It's Monday. But we ended up rounding out pretty well.
You know,
So
and
I'm here.
I'm
Time
gonna
with a
need
smile. Let's do it.
I'm gonna need some hello everybody, hello Tasha, hello
Tasha, I hope you're still up.
Tweety, hello Tammy, yay, hello Alibaba, shalom, shalom. I just like saying that. Yay,
Hi,
hello.
Ollie.
I am all over the place. Do you know I don't know which story to tell first, but
Eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
unfortunately, no, it's me. I just said it. My ambitions super succeed the sewing machines I own. Guess what I did last night? I destroyed my serger.
You
No,
know that's a predictable statement, unfortunately.
All
no,
right.
but all those people who told me 7 or 8 months ago, keep your receipt. I
Everybody needs
threw
to
it in
be
the
kind.
trash.
Oh
Oh,
no.
hi, Joydy. Oh,
Do you think it can be fixed though? Like, is it something
It's
like is the break fixable?
you know what's gonna happen is I'm gonna get some overlocker and needles and really clean it, take it apart, and see what happens. I'm
okay.
sure. I'm just. It's kind of funny. Sergers they either catch or they don't. And I finally, yay! Hello, hello.
Hi, Tammy.
Hey,
I have finally destroyed my serger. I need to go to serger. Hey, Dose, DJ Dose, great to see you. Hello, hello.
Welcome in. Hi,
Yay!
Kilroy.
It's been a while. Great to see you.
oh,
Oh, from now on, I will be officially called Uncle Sam from this moment after last night's Super Bowl performance. That's what
Okay.
4 surgeries you've gone through. Truth be told, I've gone through 8 or 9 in the past 4 years,
Really?
if not more. There are probably 11 surgeries sitting in this room, and I'm scared. Hey, Dose, how's it
I
going?
didn't know that was that much,
I've
but that's
just
okay.
I've never
That's all right.
had
I've only
the
been around for like 6 months, so I totally get it.
I've just never had a need for a serger. I feel like I have different ways of finishing my seams, so it doesn't. I don't know. Sometimes I wish I had one. Like if I was working with knits, I just don't work with knits very often.
Hello, Linda's Trendy Threads. How are you doing tonight, Tammy?
I'm here. My long arm is giving me fits, so I'm
I'm
here.
not kidding you. It's something in the water. There is something in the water from sea to shiny sea. You know what? It's Monday, though.
It
We
is
are
Monday.
here for you. We're here for everybody. This coat has kicked my butt. Everything that could have gone wrong has. And hearing that you guys are having horrible days makes me feel better. I thank you.
It's cosmically just
Anything
the
for you.
Mondayest. It's the
Anything.
Mondayest Monday ever. I think.
Oh,
I was
I
saying things yesterday out loud that I'm glad I was by myself.
have you ever used a Dremel to fix your machines, William?
Yes.
I'm to
Actually,
that level.
wow. Yeah, that's like last ditch. That's like at my job. We know it's a bad day when someone's using a torch to cut off a screw.
Oh
When
my
someone's
god.
like, this bolt won't move, and they're getting the torch, like, oh, it's a bad day.
I
Yeah.
mean, I texted you this morning saying I got the Monday blues already. I was just waking up. It was horrible already.
It's my
Oh,
fault. I jammed too much. I was excited. I was just stuffed full of coffee and all the finger foods. We went through 3 streams yesterday, and I
yeah.
started sewing and sewing last night. I destroyed. Hopefully, and also I ran through 2 packages of needles, so I have to go get new overlocker needles.
Mm.
Oh my
Great to see
gosh.
you, Dose. But once the timing's off, you might as well huck it in the take it to the scrap yard.
That or you have to have the right manual.
And we need
And some of
to
them still don't work.
we need to take, a page from good old Kilroy here and stop buying the poverty ponies.
Yeah.
I've never
I'm buying
heard that
them.
term, but it's
Okay,
cute.
I'm buying them from Walmart. Okay, I live in America, and they're cheaper at Walmart than any other place. I do need to go get a Juki Industrial or something that can take the pounding that I'm going to give it.
I can't remember. Somebody recommended a different kind of industrial the other night. I know that Rita was talking
Sailrite.
about it, and somebody, yeah, so right, a Sailrite.
Sailrite.
Sailrite, yeah,
Yeah,
and now,
Linda was suggesting it.
yeah, and then Easy said yes because I've had one that has been running for 100 years, and now I think a Sailrite is going to be a thing. I might
Hi,
save it for a
Terry.
trip to the US, though. You never know.
Oh,
Hi, Terry.
Hey, Terry.
man, I love it. I love your pink hype. Yay.
If this one is utterly and completely kaput, I'm at true YouTuber drama. I'm gonna have a funeral for it. I'm just
My
warning
long arm
you.
better not be dead. Just
And I'm gonna have a bunch of other searchers as in the audience.
Yeah, we should all wear black. Just, sing have some words.
I have become a searcher technician, so I've become really good at fixing this. So hopefully I can fix this problem. I'm not giving up, but this is exactly what happened when I destroyed the other machine to the point where it will only sew 3 threads when it feels like it.
Mm.
I need to find that there's this guy, I can't remember his channel. It was something in Brooklyn, but he would fix sewing machines and sergers.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to
notebooks coming out.
I'm gonna go to Brooklyn. Yes.
That's what I've been wearing all day. Dealing with Walmart.
It's not even Wednesday yet.
It feels like it.
You know,
Yay.
I only wear Wednesday on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah,
Solitude
I love
suits
Wednesday.
me.
I think it's all right. It's overpriced. Thank you, Ollie, telling the truth.
Suits me.
Wednesday and I go way back.
I do need an intervention.
Oh.
They're cheaper Jukis, brand new. Where though, Shalom? Are you there?
She might have turned her microphone off.
I definitely need to step it up. That's what all this is coming down to. I need to step it up and get an adult serger.
So Sailrite, King's Max, I got you. Right?
King's Max is comparable to a Juki 1541. Do you know it's been a while? Hey Judy, hello, great to see you. Welcome. It's been a while. Yay, great to see you. I was thinking about getting one of those weird hand sewing machines. It's because I get lost on Amazon and I'm watching people. Really, they're meant for like closing coffee bags and giant pails. To be fair, this last serger lasted me like 9 months, if not longer.
Hey, that's not too bad.
8.
Mm,
Well, I bought one in January and I destroyed it, and then I
Okay.
bought. I was within a 3 or 4 month period, I destroyed that thing.
Okay.
It might not have been 8 months ago.
Yeah.
Hi,
thought-
Judy.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh
The
man,
community page will tell.
it's been like 5 months.
Yeah. Because I was around when you got it.
Okay, maybe I do need to go to Surger Anonymous.
It's okay.
God, to Brooklyn, I will meet you there. Go to Brooklyn, I'll meet you there. There was this guy I used to watch. He was in Brooklyn. I can't remember, but I would show up literally with like a red wagon of sewing machines and sergers. Like, please, sir, can you help me with my sewing machine? Because I want to resurrect my Husqvarna Viking.
Mm. I
Shalom.
really enjoyed that machine.
It was my flagship. And it was also where I learned that sewing machines have limits and not all sewing machines are created equal.
Yeah.
That was I loved my Husqvarna. It's nostalgia at this point.
I owned
I want another
several,
one.
but I had a Husqvarna Viking Emerald, and there was this YouTuber, and her handle was Made to Sew, and it was
Aw.
really weird because the very moment I bought that machine, she bought one too, and she started doing tutorials on the machine, so I knew everything that there was to know about this machine because I learned it from somebody else.
Mine was the Designer 1 or Designer 2. I can't remember which one. But it was one of those.
Oh, Terry, I'm obsessed with those. I want to make a flag. I want to make like a giant 60-foot flag. They last you longer than the others. Thank you. See, Alibaba knows. If we go to my community page, you're telling yourself the kinds of lies I used to. Hey man, I don't need help. I don't
Hi,
need
Ed.
help.
Hi, Ed. Glad you're here.
Hey, hello.
Thank you, Terry.
Absolutely. Yay. But you know what though? Here's one thing that I always tell myself every single time a serger goes kaput on me. I stand up, I look in the mirror, and I say, you know what? You're a sewing machine. You are a sewing machine. So remember that. And then I go in the corner and I cry in the fetal position. Like, I'm running on 60%.
Aw.
Hopefully tomorrow I'll be running on 75. I know that feeling.
I hope so.
Yes, me too.
I definitely know that feeling.
Yeah, get some rest, drink some fluids. Absolutely, yes. It's that time of the year.
It is.
It's up and down and all around. Flu's going around, colds are going around.
Yes.
Just everyone's exhausted.
One thing I like about my job is we warn each other and we isolate. Like people voluntarily become a pariah. They're like, I have the flu. Like, we don't have to come to work. Or if somebody comes to work sick, everybody will leave the building. We're not playing in my job. We are not playing.
You know what? I want a sewing machine review show done by Kilroy because I mean, like,
You got that, Kilroy?
If my sewing machine has stickers on it, it probably doesn't work because every single one I covered in stickers, I worked them like a Grand Canyon donkey. I worked them. Oh, I don't know.
We're gonna hope that I don't have to replace a part on my long arm because I looked up the price and we're talking $250.
Yikes!
What are you going to replace?
If I have to replace it, the hook.
Oh,
It's got a burr in it. I've already used the Dremel once today.
I
yeah.
have 11 to 12 sergers in here. It's been a while since I've counted, Judy.
He's got a lot.
I'm preparing to become an American citizen. I give wow.
Yay!
Ollie, how
Yay!
dare!
Come to
How
California.
effing dare you,
North
Ollie?
Carolina, Ollie.
Come
We're
to
beautiful down here.
No.
we
Yeah,
have
I
hockey
know.
rinks.
He wants
We
warm
have,
weather.
we have hockey rinks, sewing
He wants the
machines.
beach. He wants the mountains. He
We
wants
have
it
the
all. It's right here in
beach.
North Carolina.
We have the mountains.
Yeah, but you don't have mountains like I do.
You didn't see the
Blue
Drew
Ridge
Barrymore
Mountain. You don't have fall like I do.
fall. What's
He
that?
wants it all. He wants all 4 seasons.
What's fall? Is that when you like carry too much stuff?
Ollie, just move out here,
That's
okay?
you for
Come
fall.
on. Canada Light is plenty good. And nope, come on out here.
Oh, that's hilarious. I don't think so.
Ollie, we'll go on a tour. We'll go on a tour. We'll figure out where you want to live.
You know,
North Carolina.
Judy, I quit drinking alcohol completely almost 13 or 14 years ago and have not had a sip. I literally have to think how old my son is. And when he started living with me every day, I just have to count on my fingers. And from that moment, I quit drinking alcohol. He was 2 and he's 15 now. So that was 13 years ago. I do blaze through. I'm so mad at myself because we literally had this conversation a year ago when I broke the first one. Yay, butterfly. Hello. This is literally the exact same conversation I had. Almost. This is like word for word the same one I had a year ago.
Oh, it's like Hippie Island. No.
3 out of the 11 work. But the singer I bought from Vegas, I feel like it needs a new blade. Because it surges, but it doesn't cut. So I just literally need to buy a singer blade, and I guarantee you I'll have a brand new machine.
Is there one that you can just take off one machine and put on another?
It's not the fact of the blade, it's the brand. They curve them in different, they put them in different places. They're curved. Each brand does little things so you can't interchange the parts. Even Brother, they slightly change their machine every year.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yep. Proprietary.
They just want money. They just know.
That is exactly what it is.
So every year they change it because like a lot of sewing machines, you can tell certain years they're exactly the same. They would just re-release the sewing machine. So the parts are interchangeable. The only thing, Bobby, you should move to Texas. There's lots of sewing machines there, I bet. The only thing is the spool holders are the same. That's about it. Everything else they completely change. It just depends. True, but I don't think William is sewing on one of those. Send me to Yuma. Okay, Gilroy. Let's do a quick intervention. As someone who's been to Yuma, Yuma is like it gets to be like 119. There was one time it was 117 when I was driving through. I was on the 8 freeway. Going towards San Diego, it was 117 in Yuma.
Does Yuma still have a million snowbirds? Because my granny used to winter in Yuma in her little holiday thing.
I would be highly surprised if they didn't.
The entire state. When I lived there, people were shocked that I was there during the summer. Like, what are you still doing here? Because everyone leaves.
But you're a California boy, so you're probably a little bit more used to those kinds of temperatures, even though that's a bit extreme.
Where I live is basic. We have days where we're hotter than Phoenix, Arizona. And that's more lately, but it's just I'm from the desert.
Yeah, no, not a thing I can handle. When I lived in Australia, we had several days that were like we had 2 weeks in a row that were over 100, like 110-ish, and that was just stupid. And just I shouldn't have been there.
If you buy an industrial, you can
With
get parts.
with with my slightly off blue skin, you know that I'm in trouble.
And Joydy said that Texas has rattlesnakes. For the record, California has a gajillion rattlesnakes too. So does Arizona and New Mexico. It's a Southwest thing.
Note to self, not going anywhere there.
Kilroy, I think it might be an air fryer. Yeah. Arizona, the air fryer state.
I liked living in Arizona, but you have to the one thing is you have to live somewhere where all your utilities are included because you're going to be running your air conditioner for 10 months out of the year.
Yeah.
The end months are beautiful because it's 70 degrees every day. 119 sounds perfect. It does right now because winters are brutal. But hey, Sydney, hello. Where I live, I'm not kidding you. It's 110 on average in August.
You know what's funny? I think this is going to be a universal thing to anyone with central heating is in the wintertime when it gets cold, we crank our heat up to the point that we complain about in the summer.
Yeah. You know what though? Last year I had this weird brevity moment of we had such a terrible summer. I was like, I'm not going to complain about winter. I'm not going to complain. Then I complained about winter. So this year I'm like, I'm not going to complain about summer. I'm not going to complain. We really do not get snowbirds here. Hey, Sydney, people move here. And fun fact, if you are in the state of California more than 3 weeks, you are legally considered a citizen. I don't know why they made that
consecutive.
It's a weird law that we have here. After 3 weeks, you can go apply for a California ID. I want to get out of the freezer into the fryer. You say that. Hey, Sydney, great to see you. I hope everything's doing well. Great to see you. Great to see you. You say it's different though because I'm from warm weather and I had this dream to move to Alaska and then I went there and I say this a gajillion times to tell the truth. I would not have survived the winter or it would have been like The Shining.
You need sun.
You would have found me in the snow holding a sewing machine.
We didn't have that much trouble establishing residency when we moved here, but apparently you have to live here for a year. And that says you must not spend more than 180 days in another state in the calendar year. And it was saying that you could apply for your driver's license within 1 year of establishing residency. We moved here in May. I had my license in July. Because you can't rent a car with a credit card without having a license in the state that you're renting.
Oh, wow.
So I had to get my license to rent a rental car. But I didn't know we weren't supposed to be able to apply for residency.
Oregon.
But oh well.
Oregon is like that. They make it almost impossible to become a resident if you're not born there.
I don't know. You just have to live here a year.
Wow. In the state of California, we'll give a license to almost anyone.
Good to know.
But to be fair, when I lived in Arizona, Arizona was like that as well. Now they have way hardcore laws. But it's different because I have a social security number. So, if you have a social, it doesn't apply to you. But they have a hardcore laws now. Oh man, sorry, the comments weren't scrolling. I missed this entire conversation. Immunity's so thick you can cut.
Yeah. I I hate the humidity.
I'm not used to Restream. I will get used to Restream. I promise. I promise. Western Pennsylvania. I think we all have acclimated to where we live, kind of.
Yeah.
That's the thing, because I'm a warm weathered person. I'm like a lizard. I need hot weather.
I am exothermic, I think. Except when I sleep, I am an absolute furnace when I sleep. But during the day, I am completely exothermic, and I need a little heater if it's cold.
Wow.
Yeah.
Give me
But-
like 3 quilts. I'm good.
Yeah.
Skids! Yay! Hello. We were talking about you yesterday. We saw Dose today. Skids, Sydney. It's great to see everybody. I hope everyone's doing well. DMV in LA. Do you like cars? Here's your.
That's for me. I like cars.
Well, they're. Yeah, they get. If you pass the test, they'll give you a license. And it's 3 lefts, a right, and they don't even ask people to parallel park. In my day, that was like the anxiety-driven moment. They're like, all right.
Absolutely. Me too.
I would just want to show them I can still do it. I was like, let me do a 3-point turn. Let me do a parallel park.
Oh, I could do it in a 25-foot truck. Like I can do it in my F-150. I could do it in my car.
No.
Yay! Great to see you, Skids. Great to see you.
The funniest thing to see me do is try to back up a trailer. That is the funniest thing in all the world. I can't do it to save my life.
That's completely backwards, though. When you back up a trailer, you need to steer in the opposite direction of when you're driving a car.
Yes, correct. And I still can't do it. It's like I have a mental block.
As somebody who drives with trailers every day,
I'll leave it up to you.
It's like steering a boat with the rear motor, and you have to steer it with a stick. You know that you have to do backwards too. So I can kind of do it because I've got lots of boating experience.
I'm warm all the time as a radiator at night. I am too. I'm telling you, I'm one of those people. I was gonna ask you, how's your car? I was gonna ask you, how is it living in the future, driving a Tesla?
Oh, geez. That would be kind of all right. That would be kind of all right. But there's a lot of rear cameras now. Oh man, those are fantastic.
I'm so hardcore. I have access to one, and I've never driven it.
First time I saw one of those cyber trucks, we took pictures and sent it off to people because we were like, "What in the heck is this thing?"
The ugliest thing.
Oh my god, a Cybertruck is a $100,000 joke on yourself these days.
Yes.
They are just. Oh,
I
bet you Elon is regretting himself.
I kind of went off on this, and I want to thank my twin for being my therapist. When I come home from work, I work reverse hours. So I drive past, my town has a school every mile. I drive past a high school. No, every half mile there's a school. I drive past a high school, which is considered like the rich side of town. I will see, I'm not even being an exagerado when I say I'll see like 15 Cybertrucks, Mercedes Benz. These kids are driving and I call it the Kardashian one, but it's the big box. I don't know if it's a Beamer. I don't know what it is.
But Mercedes.
Oh my gosh,
100. The Hummers.
Those two.
Mercedes.
But the Mercedes are $100,000 just off the lot, just a jump. And these are children driving these. And I'm in my Ford Flex. I'm like, my car's paid for.
Wait,
bitter.
Whatever daddy wants to give them, that's what they'll get.
Oh my gosh, William, did you just say a Flex?
I drive a black Ford Flex.
What year? Because ours is a 2019.
Mine's 2017 or 2018.
We had a 2014, had to trade it in, and we missed our Flex so bad that we found another one. That's my husband's car.
I love traveling with that thing. I love my car. You can get a ton of sewing machines in a Ford.
Yes, Yes, you can.
You can fit a surfboard. One of the reasons I really like it is because I tried to relive my surfing days. You can fit a surfboard in there. Ford Flexes are amazing.
Yeah.
You can fit a twin size mattress in the back.
Yeah.
Hold those seats down. You can put a twin size mattress in the back.
Oh.
I don't know how that would go if I got pulled over. They're like, "What are you doing, son? I don't believe you."
As long as you're not sleeping on it actively while you're driving, you're good.
Hey, I could do that with the stick on the accelerator and drive like this. I want to take a ride in a Tesla. I bet they're really quiet. I actually walked past an SUV hybrid and I couldn't hear it. And it moved. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that thing is on."
So in Carline, every day there's 2 electric cars that come through and they sing to you.
What?
Just the way that they come through, they're like playing. It's like the way that the sounds that they make. It's like they're singing. They're playing music as they drive by. It's really it's fun to listen to.
Oh wow!
But
You
we
know
made
that
some jokes
they,
at first, but
you know that they make the electric cars have to have sound so that
yeah,
blind people can hear them.
I wondered
Otherwise,
why
they wouldn't have sound.
they sound like spaceships.
yeah.
Mhm.
That
Yeah, we call it. They're
do.
singing.
You know, all politics aside, it's just one of those things. I have officially become in iRobot. I have officially become Will Smith's character. Well, everybody is like in these electric cars going 100 miles an hour. I love that scene when he goes in a storage unit with a gas can and he literally comes out on his motorcycle.
Yeah.
I love that scene. That's like I'm stuck in the past. And you know, again, all politics aside, we had all of these crazy dates to switch over to all electric cars. And some of those dates have been moved, but it's weird that we like I own oh man, 15 leaf blowers, 12 weed whackers, 15 chainsaws, like and I would say an outrageous amount of things that require gas.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad. And electric chainsaws do not work. And if you ever can find me an electric truck that can transport massive amounts of things, I'll be there in front. I'll be front row. I'll buy it front row.
Never happened.
The only way you'll ever convince me if I see an electric truck pulling an 18-wheeler, I'll buy that one.
Well, are you sure you didn't blow up the engine pulling the 18-wheeler? You get it? Just saying.
Shalom,
Yeah.
you there?
Yes.
Are there a
I'm
lot
here.
of people? Do people own Teslas where you live?
So there's a fair few Teslas, especially in my neighborhood, and there's another neighborhood nearby. A lot of people have them, but not. I wouldn't say that they're any more present than a lot of other cars. There's a lot of expensive cars on the road here. A lot of people with really nice cars, but I mean, there's people here with Rolls Royces and Aston Martins, and there's a lot of British fancy cars here.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of every other car here is a Tesla.
Mm.
I got
Yeah.
banned from Twitter again.
Aw.
I am skipping Twitter. You know, I'm only on Twitter for the messages. I've pretty much given up on Twitter. I gave up years ago before everything even got weird. The Cybertruck looks like a dork. I see them everywhere. I see them every day. I see them everywhere, especially when I go to Vegas. I can tell someone's age. I can tell you're under 30 if I see you in a Cybertruck. Because I've never seen an older person. And we have a saying here, like when someone pulls up in a muscle car, you know it's not a teenager. You
Yeah.
know it's not a when someone pulls up in a show truck, like a 1936 truck or something, you know that's not a child.
There's you know, where people recreate the vehicles or the toys that their kids drew. That's what the Cybertruck makes me think of. Is it some kid's drawing turned into a real life entity of some sort?
They let Homer Simpson design a car. It's that episode when Homer's brother let him design a car.
Oh,
I like the first
That bubble top thing. Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
the first like 9 season I watched every Sunday, and then I grew up.
Well, I mean, The Simpsons have been on since 1989, isn't it?
Wow.
Something like that. Yeah, it's a while. It's a while.
Wow. I wouldn't even know where to start. That is Skits, you have no idea how much I am laughing from this. I wondered why you were so quiet on Twitter. Oh. I stay off all of that stuff. I stay off of all of that stuff. All those sites used to be so much fun. It used to have a bunch of cat videos, people acting dumb, parkour failures. I miss those videos. But everybody started
Back when
fighting.
it was wholesome. Yeah, I miss the wholesome nature of online interaction. It's, well, what I don't miss, okay, I'm as a girl who has been on streams on the internet for a while, I really don't miss the unsolicited dick pics that I used to get on a regular basis.
I send back Dick Van Dyke. I send back pictures of Dick Van Dyke.
No, I saved them. I have a folder of those photos on my computer, and if I ever get one, I will send one that someone else has sent me, since we're sharing those kind of pictures. Usually it stops the interaction like immediately. So it works.
Fun fact, I have the same story. People sent me so many pictures. I used to threaten that I would start a collage as well. Or like create a series.
Ooh,
I thought it was
awesome.
the same person. This is another reason why I'm not on Twitter or any of those, Instagram, any of those anymore. People would get the wrong impression. I don't miss that. I forgot about that. Man, I don't miss that. I love being on YouTube talking about sewing.
So
The
do
funny
I.
thing is, all of my accounts, I would literally quote this book called Mass Movements, and I would put a picture of my vest or whatever I made. But people just got the wrong impression of. Oh, great times! I missed those. We were all so
because you're
bored.
cute as a button.
We were all
That's
so bored.
why.
No, during the plague, people were just so bored because a lot of that stopped when we all had to go back to work. A lot of that stopped. Oh. A fancy car around here is a new one. Those of us without enchanted lives drive the wheels off the used ones.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up like that, though. I was telling Twin yesterday, I knew somebody whose parents were like legitimately rich. And like he's like, I want a car. They said, okay. They gave him a 1980s Toyota Corolla. And their parents were driving like Beamers. Like, they were driving brand new cars.
I agree.
I would do the same thing.
Yeah. Learn how to drive a car first, take care of it, and then we'll go from there.
I've told the story a million times. I told my dad I wanted a car. He said, get in the car. And he took me to Robinson's May, and I worked there until I bought a car.
Yeah, my first car was that 1963 Impala that I bought from the son of an elderly church lady from my church who had passed away, and her son was a mechanic, and he dropped a 454 Biggie in that freaking car.
Wow.
And then I bought it from him for $350. And it was about 400 feet long. and we could fit 6 kids in the trunk when we went to the drive-in movies.
Yes.
I miss stuff like that. When I first moved to LA, I bought my VW Rabbit for $350, and the car was like brand new. I miss those days when people they're like, oh, you want this car? Give me a couple $100. People nowadays wouldn't even realize that used cars are the price of what brand new cars were back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you're going to service vintage machines when you come here. Not very many people do. All right. Bun, dun, 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 dun. You hear the music? I'm going to Texas to go fix me. Bun, dun, 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 dun. I got the hat.
Yeah, I'm coming with
I'm
you.
not feeling that. I'm not feeling that.
I'm going to Texas. That's it.
It's quite fake.
I had a 1983 VW. It was gold. It was a gold rabbit, but it was like, yeah, it was weirdly gold.
I had a 79 rabbit and it was orange and I called it the Pumpkin Express.
Oh, I called mine. I can't say that because I don't want to explain that story. Never mind. Oh, its other name was Raphael because it was a rag top and it did kind of look like a Ninja Turtle head.
Very nice. Very nice. Oh, did you have the same problem with yours when that you ran out of gas going up a really steep hill? Because the gas intake was on the front of the gas tank.
No joke. That's how I learned how to jumpstart cars in San Francisco. Because of that very problem.
Yep.
I was like, why does my starter not working? And this one guy was like, just point it downhill and put it in second gear. I promise you your car will start. Every time it boop, my car would start right up.
And did you bump start it? You pumped on the brakes really quick and just
Every
as soon as it hit that bump, you just hit the key and
every time.
It was exactly the same as my 79.
They did not fix the problem with the 83. All the way up to 83, they had not fixed that problem.
Unlike the rest of you, I drove a vehicle that ran. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I mean it ran beautifully. It was in every other regard. It was like it was the only car I ever owned that was a manual transmission, and it was so forgiving. Like I kind of ran through clutches fairly often. It was the only one that'll ever let me drive.
I am reminiscing over my first car too. I loved it.
I learned over the years to own cars because back in the day I used to smoke cigarettes, and if you leased, they would tell you don't smoke in this car. So I always bought beaters.
Yeah.
You know, I would always go buy $500 cars. I owned a teal green Ford Escort wagon. I am not, and I drove it. And again, that thing fit my surfboard. I loved that car.
96 Ford Contour, green, stick shift. The brakes went out on me. I ran into the back end of some older model SUV with metal bumper, so it totaled my car.
Oh wow.
Then my parents bought me a 98 version, same green color of the Ford Contour.
I love
My
that.
mom drove the Escort.
So since we're sharing, I had my first car that I was given because I always drove all my parents' cars, but it was a 1989 Volkswagen Jetta, and I loved it. And we called it the Taw. And it got me to North Carolina and back quite a few times. And then finally the distributor cap kind of went out. It wouldn't start in the rain. And so I sold it off to my cousin. It was fun. But
when you say distributor cap, I want to cry. That's how my Ford Ranger. I had a 1982. I had a 1982 Ford Ranger. That's right, because I would say we're the same age. And the distributor capped on that car, and it never came back.
No, and then I drove my my stepdad's 93 Ford Ranger for years, like back and forth, and it was stick shift. Like I always had a stick shift car. Like I didn't want an automatic. I wanted a manual.
Can I ask you what color was it?
Red.
I drove a dark gray 1993 Ford Ranger. It was my father's car. Yeah. It was a 1993 gray Ford Ranger.
Oh,
can I just squeal for a moment because there's a cute boy here?
Oh,
how's it going?
Hey, AJ.
Yeah, I want to. One day, I swear, I will replace his '67 Cougar. I will buy him one.
Yeah.
My dad had a 90 Ford Ranger. Because Alibaba was saying 93 Ford Ranger, they were good. Yeah. My dad had a 90 that he walked off the lot with. Like, it had 3 miles on it. They asked him if he wanted to test drive it. He said no. It should have been made right. I don't need to test drive it.
Yeah.
And everybody gets quiet.
I know. We're just da da da.
I'm just
No,
having a moment.
my son is explaining to me. He's trying to start his own gambling game, and I'm trying to explain to him about my lifelong addiction of gambling.
Hey, son, how are you doing tonight? You don't say hi. It's okay. Just know that I say hi. Hi.
What's
No, that's a great idea, but I'm gonna tell you, like, gambling is not necessarily the greatest habit to get into.
Correct.
Yeah.
No. What is your drug of choice with gambling?
Don't do it. Don't do it, son. It's good to be like a programmer and learn all that trick and trade, but
Oh, there he is. Hi, son.
And
Person.
sell it.
We need a name for him that we can call him instead of
No, my son's name.
Williamson.
They used to call him Hans because he'd always say hello.
Hans. Okay,
His name-
Hans. We'll call him. There we
No,
go.
we're not Swedish. His name's Isaiah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't need to dox him. You know, like
No,
we
it's
can just
okay.
come up
He's
with a
gonna-
nickname.
He's gonna be grown. I have said his name a gajillion. Looks like William. No,
Okay.
You know what, Terry? You know what? This is my listening phase. I was listening. I'm not even joking. That's me actually listening.
He's got resting dumb face instead of bitch face.
I'm trying to take it all in.
I just didn't want to say his name out loud because I didn't know if it was like well known
It's
across
not
the
a big
world.
deal. This kid
Okay.
can defend himself.
I'm Mona.
Hey, Mona. Hello.
Hi, Mona.
Which
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
I'm loving it. At least
And-
one
and
thing
I'm-
in my studio is working.
Yes.
Hey, Mona. Hello.
And Zodi, I'm
Oh.
trying to get Alibaba to hook me up with a really cool industrial machine. You know, he's my pusher.
Oh, he's your dealer.
Yeah, he's my
Mhm.
dealer.
Hmm.
Yeah, my
Well-
machine dealer.
So, fun fact, I went to all my 5th graders today for my Girl Scout cookies. They all quit the Girl Scouts. All 4 of them.
I would be like,
Told
where's your
you they were
spirit?
3rd graders.
None of my 4th graders are dealers. So now I have to go to the 3rd graders.
That's what they are. They are
I told you they're
dealers.
the 3rd graders.
So I'm just going to wear a sign tomorrow that says, "Where's my dealer? I need some Girl Scout cookies."
No, you
And
gotta
then
come
wait for
in.
somebody to show up, and then I'll just give them a bill.
You gotta come in with your hair all frumpy, scratching. Like, I need some cookies. I need some cookies, man. Come
Where's
on.
the Thin Mints?
I can't believe my son. No, because he's constantly trying to think of these ways to make money. Because he sees me doing side jobs. He
Yeah.
sees me like doing things, and like,
He wants
you
to be an
know,
entrepreneur.
my card scans, and so he sees that, and he's like, "What about this? What if I do this?" And he literally came to me with a card game right now. Because on his other side of the family, they're also compulsive gamblers. So he has it on both sides. We used
So
to play
is he
poker.
building? Is he building this program?
He's literally making his own card game.
Okay.
Straight from Montreal. I have some nice tea. But I was trying to explain to him how gambling is a lifelong addiction.
It definitely is.
I wonder how difficult it would be to go across the border and go get some machines, Ollie, when I go up there this summer.
They're not playing right now. I watch a bunch of videos of people from a bunch of Canadians trying to come to America. And recently I watched a video of this young man who was denied for having a trailer. But they asked him where he was going, and he told fishing stories. And he really wasn't going there. And I bet you the agent was like, There's something fishy about this guy, and they would not let him in the United States of America.
Well, I'm pretty sure I can fit one in the back of my car, but just
Yay,
one.
Katie! Hello, hello.
Yeah. Probably couldn't get through the whole bunch. Hi, Katie.
So I guess, Ollie, when I get close to going up there this summer, we'll have a conversation. You can let me know where some are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
We can meet up in a
Ollie,
parking lot, a nondescript parking lot, and he's got a white
Ollie,
windowless
we can
van.
meet, Ollie. I'll be like,
I have-
the man behind the name, y'all. It's right here.
Yeah, I have one massive nightmare story about crossing the border into the States, and I
I've
went
never had any problems.
all the way across to Manitoba and went down into North Dakota.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely the most horrific thing that's ever happened to me in my life. Like, I've never been more scared. They randomly selected me because I always get, quote unquote, randomly selected to go through some kind of customs weirdness, but they pulled me into like a bus garage, you know, those giant,
I know
huge bus garages.
exactly what you're talking about. That's
I had
their
to-
garage. That's literally their garage.
I had to go and drive my car into that. It was just a crappy little Toyota Corolla. But as soon as I pulled in, they closed the door behind me, and I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden, all these guys with guns just came jumping out, pointing guns and screaming at me, "Get out of the car! Get out of the car!" And there was 12 of them. I had 12 guns pointed at me at the same time, and it was scary.
As somebody who's traveled, they don't even act like that in like third world countries.
You matched the description, Shalom.
I
You
must
matched the description.
I mean, maybe they thought I was IRA. I don't know. It could be. You never know.
Never attended a script. Lots of torture.
So now I'm just thinking about, like, I've never seen a gun unholstered in real life, and now I'm just realizing that, holy shit, yes, I have. I saw 12 of them all at once in North Dakota.
But you didn't get to handle any of those.
No, never.
Gambling,
Never.
Mine has lost so much. Gambling is no joke. Actually, I was talking to this with my buddy Marquette the other day. He has an aunt who gets free everything in Vegas because she's a compulsive gambler. That was me. They gave me free everything. I saw so many shows. It's not even funny. And I saw Adele, but let's be real. I saw her in the nosebleeds. They just gave me a rando ticket, and I was like up eating nachos up in the yeah, but I didn't have my glasses on. I'll go to any if you give me tickets to a free show, I'll go. I went and I love that Sammy Davis, Elvis 1960s, 1970s stuff, but I went to a show. I got tickets and I fell in love with the Rat Pack. And they were all just, people pretending to be the Rat Pack, but I fell in love with that era. You were part of a test drill for rookies. But like I said, that whole Vegas has disappeared. Pointing guns at you, just wrong.
Yeah, they emptied my entire car. Like, I had to get out of the car. They put me in this room, like a little cinder block room, and with one of those windows on the door that you can see in, but you can't see out.
Yeah.
And there was no doorknob on the inside of the door.
Yeah.
And they took apart my entire car. They took everything. They took spare tire out. They took everything out and emptied it all over the floor. And then when they finally were done with me and my car, and they realized that I really was not some kind of amazingly huge drug dealer, they just dropped me back off in the garage, opened the door, and said, "Okay, you can go now." But my shit was everywhere. The whole garage was just everything. My suitcase, everything, my glove compartment. It was just emptied in a scattered mess of crap everywhere. And I just threw everything into my trunk and drove away crying.
The Border Patrol does not play
No,
in
they do not.
oh gosh, what year was that? I want to say it was like 2001 or 2002. Don't feel sorry for me. I had my dad's Lexus ES 300 or whatever it is, and I drove the wheels off of that thing. Everybody thought I was rich. I had $5 in my pocket because I was a 20-year-old. But a friend of mine, we were going to Tijuana, and there's the 8 freeway cuts completely through the state of Arizona. That's literally where I get my Yuma experience from. So what we didn't realize is that freeway dips into Mexico and comes back into California, because I'm closer to Mexico than I am Las Vegas. Let's just put it that Mexico's an hour and a half away from here, 2 hours. But the Border Patrol, they come up to me and my friend, and they're like, "Where are you from?" At the same time, we say, "The United States of America," at the same time, and the cop was like, "Pull over." They brought a German Shepherd into my Lexus ES 300, and you know what? I did smoke a lot back then, and the thing tore my back seat with its claws. It didn't find anything, and the cops were like, "Oh, well, we did thousands of dollars of damage to your leather seats. Have a nice day."
Oh,
Yeah. No, I
That
don't
would-
hold anything against them now. Like it's important to protect your country. I was asking as a guest if I could enter your country. And things, it wasn't too long after 9/11, so I
Same.
kind of,
Same when I was
kind of get
traveling.
it.
Same. That was actually the weekend of the when the Raiders Tuck game, when the Patriots beat the Raiders for the first. That was Tom Brady's first Super Bowl.
oh,
And I come from a province that is kind of famous for marijuana. So
Oh, well, that doesn't help it any.
no, it doesn't. So
To
I'm
be
guessing
fair,
that might have been it.
as a West Coast Californian, your entire your entire country is known for that. At least
Well-
on my side. When we think of
Well,
Canada,
now,
we think of pot.
yeah, now that's the way because everything's legal here. But at the time, it wasn't legal anywhere, and
I get searched
we
all
were
the
kind
time.
of famous for it.
Katie, I get searched everywhere I go. I get searched to the point where I'm not kidding you. Next time I fly, I'm going to wear a clear sweatshirt and a clear pair of pants and just my underwear. I'm not kidding you. I'll wear an undershirt. I'll wear all clear with my undershirt and just my skivvies.
When I came to Road to California, I got searched both times.
I'm telling
I
We're
was
on a
just like,
list.
I really think that scanner. I mean, it was like on my area. I was like, why are you going to search there? There's nothing. There's nothing there, y'all.
you. Hey, Andrea, great to
Both
see you.
times.
Welcome.
You just wanted to touch me.
Mona, have a great night. They want to grope you. Mona,
I just wanted to grow.
Oh, not Mona. I am so sorry. Butterfly. I am so sorry. Butterfly, have a great night. And Andrea, hello.
Hi, Andrea. Good night, Butterfly. But yeah, I just thought it was so weird. And they have to read you all these. I'm like, just go ahead and do it. And they're like, we legally have to tell you all of this stuff.
To be
I'm like,
fair,
just go ahead. As I roll
swear
my
I'm on
eyes.
I'm on a list. I know it.
I am not. I am very harsh on the authorities, and I have very harsh opinions. But to be fair, they do this to everybody.
They go, do you want to go somewhere private? I was like, no, I need you to get this over with. Just come on. I don't care who sees me. Let's do it.
There was one time in Arizona, I got passed up, and this businessman Chicago guy got searched, and he's like, "Why aren't you searching that guy?" And he pointed at me, and I got on the plane, and he did not get on the plane. So he probably ran his mouth to the point where the guys were like, "Well, you're not getting on the plane."
Yeah. I had to shut my mouth because I knew I was going to say something ugly. It was going to be awful.
Katie, I got swabbed. Like they swab all my stuff all the time. I was traveling. I was flying with my 18-month-old daughter at the time, and kids are allowed to have more fluids like drinks and stuff like that than adults are.
Yeah.
I had an unopened package of apple juice boxes. Like it was still in the plastic, the 5 of them or whatever. And they took that apart and they swabbed in between 2 of the juice boxes, and they found that it had some kind of substance. She's like, yeah, this is positive for something concerning. Have you and she started
Please.
asking me these questions. Have I been to this? Have I been to that? Then she asked me if I've been to a farm, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. Then I clued in and I totally lied to her. I said, yeah, no, it was my gardening. I was gardening out in my front garden the other day. Could that be a problem? She's like, oh yeah, okay, that must be it. Then she let me go.
So I guess Butterfly, you and I can't travel together because we're just going to get searched.
We're all heat scores. We're just heat scores, and that yeah. And William is a heat score, so we just got to plan to have extra time.
When I traveled very heavy after September 11th. Oh gosh, I really have to tell this story. So, like, I want to say 3 weeks after September 11th, I got on the plane, and I know this is funny, but I had longer hair because I would grow my fro out, and I would always do something with it, but I didn't feel like doing my hair, so I literally put a shirt over my head and I tied the arms.
Yeah.
People were real suspicious back then. I get on the plane, and this some woman told the stewardess she felt uncomfortable with me being on the plane. The National Guard walks up to me, and they're like, and I didn't realize how serious, like, they were not playing. But they were like, look, you have to get off this plane. You can either do this with dignity and walk off this plane, or we can drag you off kicking and screaming. I looked up at the National Guard, and I was like, kicking, and I didn't get to finish screaming. And he grabbed me and he ripped me off the plane. And the whole time,
he chose the hard way.
Oh, the whole time, I'm an American citizen. They dragged me through. They took me in a room. Hold on. They look like, we're so sorry. We are so sorry. So I'm not kidding
I bet you are.
No, I'm not kidding you. We lost our flight. They gave me 4 round trip free flights with somebody. So me and my ex-girlfriend went all across, we flew all around America after September 11th because they dragged me off that plane. They weren't playing, and I was a kid. I was like, what? I was a kid. I was like 19, 20.
We were in our early 20s.
It's not that I didn't take it serious. I didn't know how serious it was. I'm from the West Coast. We're a bit like Spicoli. We're a bit Keanu Reeves here.
That is ridiculous.
Oh, I got dragged off of that plane. And I need to find this story, but I was mentioned on CNN. They didn't show any of my stuff.
They didn't show your face.
No, because I won. Because I didn't get arrested.
It's a fame.
No, I didn't get
Spicoli.
I'm the real life Spicoli. It's because I didn't get arrested. That's what it is. You know?
Oh my God.
I was a lot more tough when I was a kid. Now I'd be like, all right, let's get off this plane. My thing is, like, if you have nothing to hide, I have nothing to hide. Come at me.
Yeah. No, it's just so much quicker and easier just to go, all right, let's do whatever it is that you say.
That story when I got to Dallas the last time, and they had to take that lady off the plane.
I love this. They busted out laughing when they saw all the Matchbox cars. I love that. One of the reasons, like, I don't know, as someone who was a frequent flyer, I'm just over it. I refuse. It's not that I refuse to fly, because I'm going to be going to the road to everywhere. But and QuiltCon wherever.
No. If it's gonna do me good, like, I will lie. Like I said to the lady, yes, I've been gardening. I just made that up, and everything was fine.
Oh, I love this, Katie. I love this. I'm not kidding you. Next time I travel, I'm gonna wear transparent clothing. And then we'll all and I'll make sure it says my so-called life on the back.
And he'll be featured in the album of
Let's put a
Wackos.
QR code on it
people
so
of
they can scan
people
it.
of LAX, people of LAX instead of people of Walmart.
What's that? What's that, twin?
Oh, I said we'll put a QR code onto it also so they can get to your channel.
People will be walking up to scanning me. And you know what's really funny, Shalom? You think I'm kidding? I wear some pretty whacked out stuff. Or I look out of place. I look out of place because where I live, everybody's pretty yuppie and I dress like a cowboy.
Quite on the contrary, William, I would not put it past you to wear anything on this entire planet.
And I wear the stuff I make, I wear it in public, especially when I still wear all my hoodies. And the beautiful thing is, like, as somebody who owns like hundreds of hoodies that he's made, I don't have to think about it when I leave the house. I'm like, oh, the green one or the blue one, or like I have all kinds of materials, all kinds of fun stuff. Oh man. So you've never been ripped off a plane in protest, huh?
No, I haven't.
I
Nope.
learned my lesson though, because after that, I was like 10-2. Yes, sir, no, sir, after that. But really, I was, I just I had it's not even that I had attitude as a kid, I just didn't understand how serious it was.
I changed seats with a guitar once on an airplane. That's about it.
There is
got-
still-
I got on the plane and my seat part, like the guy next door to me, was a Hollywood famous guy. He played the boyfriend of Carrie in Sex and the City.
Chris Noth.
Oh,
Yeah,
Chris
him. I
Noth.
had him next to me in the seat, and he paid for an extra seat for his guitar, and they didn't seat them together, and he was really visibly upset about it. And I sat next to him, and he just kept looking back and looking back and just like moving away from me, like he didn't want my leg to touch his leg, because I don't know, it was weird. And then I'm like, dude, how about if we just change seats? I will change seats with your guitar, and then you can watch
So-
your guitar. And yeah,
Hold on, this is a My So-Called Life exclusive. Chris Noth is kind of a xenophobe.
he was just, I don't know, I don't fit the standard of beauty I think that he's used to.
As
I'm not
somebody who-
famous. I was an unwashed, minion of the universe. And
I get it. Oh, that's
yeah.
so okay. He's on the list. He's on
Yeah.
the Lenny Kravitz scale.
Okay.
I've met many. I've met many famous people, and I can honestly say only like 4 or 5 were completely rude.
Hmm.
And it seems like the more rich somebody is, the more humble they are,
It
or
depends.
the more
It depends.
established, I should say. I met Paris Hilton, and she was really nice. I was in a paparazzi photo of Nicole Richie, and I want to say, for the record, I worked at a Togo's in North Hollywood, and she literally walked past me and this guy I used to work with named Franklin. We were smoking cigarettes. This was in 2001. We were smoking cigarettes out in front of the store because we were just opening the store. She walked past us. I didn't think anything of it. It was Nicole Richie. I was kind of tripping out how she's my height. She's a lot taller than you think. Like she's literally my height. But anyways, 6 or 7 months later, I was living with my ex-girlfriend and her sister, and she was obsessed with like OK Magazine and all that. She throws a magazine at me and she's like, "You're famous." And we didn't see one paparazzi. They were like hiding in the bushes. And I do own 700 t-shirts, if not more. But to be fair, in 2023, I think I gave away almost 700 or 800. So I'm chopping the pile down.
And that's and now that you're taking on the quilting thing, you can just turn your old t-shirts into a quilt.
I really like that idea. I own a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but then you just keep the cool part, right? and you have this cool quilt, and you can throw away the rest of the shirt and just have the cool part, right?
You
And
can
if
also
there's
turn
cool
the
stuff on the back,
you can also turn the rest of it into t-shirt yarn.
yes. I don't think he's a knitter though.
No, but there's somebody around him that would probably.
I mean, I would take it if he made t-shirt yarn. I would
I
gladly
own a
take it.
ton of yarn, but I am not a knitter. I just haven't got that bored. Sorry, they're working on the freeway, and it's just the most eerie sound. If you see me looking around like I dropped a tab or something, it's because they're working on the freeway, and the sound is in all directions. And
I thought I heard that yesterday.
it's an eerie sound because their equipment is so loud.
Yeah.
It's weird. But we're getting the Olympics. Why do you have so many t-shirts? Have a great night, Judy. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank
Good night,
you so
Judy.
much. Terry, I had this weird obsessive compulsive habit of every single time I went to a thrift store, I would buy a t-shirt. Every single time.
Can I just throw something in here just before Judy leaves? I just want to say, Judy, that I have never seen you and you hadn't made me smile. Every time I see you, you make me smile. And
Aww.
I am so grateful for that. I love Judy's energy. Thank you for being a beautiful human.
Oh,
Aww.
love that.
If she's not still here,
Judy,
I
you're
will
amazing.
forward that to her.
Absolutely. We
I
appreciate
can reach out
Judy.
to her.
We absolutely appreciate Judy. Sorry, Tammy.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine.
They're completely revitalizing LA. I feel sorry for people who sleep. I don't sleep. The people I feel sorry, and my son sleeps with headphones on, so he's fine.
My husband is so funny. He watches his iPad until he is falling asleep. So he'll sit there in bed with his iPad, and he's got wireless headphones now because his new iPad doesn't have a headphone jack. And he's got his glasses on. He fell asleep last night, and I woke him up and told him to put his iPad up. That it was, he'd fallen asleep. That was my watch. Sorry. I got up later in the night. He still had his glasses on, and he was clutching his headphones like they were like a teddy bear or something.
I love that.
It's so funny.
Stuff like that makes me laugh. I was out of school. No, I was in school, but I was in college. And college is way different than high school. And like when we all know that, but when I was in college, I didn't have a class on Monday, so I actually came home. This is a very famous story in my family. I flew so much the people at the gate knew me and my ex-girlfriend. And on September 10th, 2001, at 11 o'clock at night, I got on a plane with no ID.
Oh my gosh.
Because they knew.
That never happened again.
They knew. I'm not kidding you. I was the last American to ever get on a plane with no ID. I challenge anyone on that one. But like we would fly every weekend because back then flights from Burbank to Arizona were like $25 one way. Vegas was like 40 because they knew you were going there to party,
Yeah.
I was in middle school at the time. Everyone else pretty much went home early. That's so crazy. My parents didn't go to work that day, so I was woken up. My old room, my mother never walked in my room, and that day she walked in my room. She turned the TV on and left.
I remember I was dating someone that was in ROTC, and everybody in their program got emails because they weren't enlisted. They were just in the training program. They were all supposed to be wearing their uniforms that day. They were all told to immediately go back home or go back to their dorms and change. That they were not allowed to wear their uniforms on campus because they didn't know the extent of what was happening. And I was
That's
sitting there
trippy.
watching everything going down. Oh.
That was also the time my pops put a flag. It's bigger than a casket flag, so I don't know what you call it. It was literally the size of the side of the house, and then he put lights on it. And so I was like, I hadn't been home in a while, and I'm like, oh man, I was like, oh, I can't wait to go home. And they're like, you can see your house from out. People were telling me like, you can see your house from outer space. And I didn't realize what they were talking about until I turned the corner. And my father converted the house into a giant flag. I still have it. It's so big because there's a door here. I can't bring it in here because it goes like literally across the entire part of this garage.
Mm.
It's the biggest flag I've ever seen in my life.
Let's see.
Amazing.
I had Broadway tickets. Do you know what's so funny? During the 90s, I was gonna go see Jay Leno. I was in elementary school, and the 1994 Northridge earthquake came through and literally leveled my town. It leveled the elementary school that's by my house, leveled it. I mean, it dropped it down to rubble. So I never went to see Jay Leno ever.
Mm.
Okay, on a 30-foot pole, it should be a 5-foot by 8-foot flag.
I have a 30-foot pole, and I have all nothing but standard flags as far as the ones I fly.
Yeah, it's supposed to be for an American flag. It's supposed to be 30 by 8, or a 5 by 8 for a 30-foot pole.
Oh, well, his dad was proud.
Oh yeah.
I still want to know where he got that thing. It's just oddly huge.
You can order them.
Where did he get anything?
This was before he had it. This was before Amazon. This was before
Yeah.
He
He had a friend that had a friend.
He was that guy who there was this one pop-up shop that came in the industrial center of my town, and I still to this day I'm looking at them. My dad shows up and he puts Enterprise, the entire series, on my desk. And I look at him and I'm like, I don't own a Blu-ray player. And he's like, you do now. And he busted one out. He's like, I got all this for $10. I was like, dude, what are you talking about? Oh, and also, if you've ever seen a giant stormtrooper in my videos, he bought that for Isaiah. And it's like a 2 or 3 foot stormtrooper.
Mm.
And it's in here now because Isaiah's like, I don't want that anymore. I'm like, I want it. I will take this. Thank you.
He just had connections to everything.
Oh, whoops. But long story short, that place was raided by the FBI because all of that stuff had fallen off the ship, so to speak.
Mm.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, Terry, I agree. It was very hard just to watch it all. Just, yeah, it was like numbing.
I can't. And every year I used to post like someone who passed away, but there was one I just stopped doing it because it was too harsh. And I mean, you could never run out of people, On Facebook, every year I'd post a story about somebody.
You're right.
He is the one who introduced me to my Goodwill habit.
Thanks, Dad.
It sounds like someone is sanding at my front door. Usually I really
did you
don't
have the
care.
windows open yesterday?
I had the door cracked.
Yeah, I mean, I
It's
heard
like
it.
a
I heard
low-
the construction noise.
It sounds like someone's vacuuming.
Yeah, it was loud. Well, it was a noise I haven't heard before, so I just assumed it was outside.
Oh wow, my family was so angry. My family knew 11 people at the Pentagon.
Yeah. Hmm.
Apparently, the largest super flag is in Charlotte.
Their guy, well, he owns Camping World. Do you guys have Camping World?
Right.
where you live?
Yes. On every
Alabama does.
all up and down
But not
Highway
here.
90, Interstate 95.
There's a
Colorado.
mega camping world by my house, and they have
Oh, look at you.
a humongous American flag, so big that they were told to take it down, and they sued the state of California, and they won. And that thing is
But was it blocking somebody's sunshine?
It's so big that it blocks out the sunshine of Walmart. It is like it's humongous. It is humongous. I actually take pictures of it. Oh, whoops! There we go. Somebody has no sympathy for the giant flag people.
Oh,
all those.
I'm getting used to being spotlighted. You can, yeah. I'm good.
You did take that well.
You know, I got sequence now. You're spotlighting me more often. It's just like I miss.
You are over your sparkle phobia. When we're tackling
Don't put on the
one
mask
thing
so
at
I
a
can't
time,
see your face.
I'm gonna find that thing. It's in here somewhere.
No, you are. It's forbidden by me and half the chat.
It still didn't register in my head. I worked with someone who was killed, and I knew one of the firefighters who sacrificed the Pentagon and the crash plane in PA. Wait, the Perkins restaurant has a ridiculously large flag out front. It was just a big deal here because my town, like I said, most of my people in my town didn't even say anything or don't care, but they got sued, and it's because the state of California is ran by lawyers, and so regardless of anything, we have a gajillion regulations here. As someone who has multi licenses of all different kinds of fun things. Like I have a contractor's license. Technically I'm a bus driver. I have all kinds of fun licenses. They make you jump through a million hoops.
We do have a camping world in Wyoming. I'll have to go. Next time I go near it, I will have to go see if they've got a flag.
If they're
flag.
When
they
I was
in Alabama.
I used to love going to Camping World as a kid because they would have those half trailers inside, all the display stuff all the couches you could sit on. I loved Camping World as a kid.
So Camping World's flag is 40 by 80.
That's humongous.
Yeah, it's a 130-foot tall pole.
Yep. We have to. Did you type it in where I live?
No.
That one's humongous. Because there's nothing that big around here. And I'm not even saying this to be funny. When you go to Mexico, Mexico is covered in flags that big. You're in Mexico. If you go to any port or any border, they have giant flags.
Yeah, same size in California. Yeah. But apparently it's a Camping World thing.
I thought so. It was just a big deal. The city got involved and everything. Oh, that and they had an electrified fence. And they made them take down the electrified fence.
Oh, poor people got zapped.
You're not camping. You ain't camping. And they gonna cook you on the fence at Camping World.
Oh, you're not gonna steal my RV.
No one's buying those things. Are you kidding me? The prices they want right now are theft. For plywood and sheet metal, thin shiplap.
Couple slides. Oh, here $200,000 for this. Maybe.
Perkins here has a big flag too.
It was Mythbusters that showed me how unbelievably thin trailers were. And I walked up to my trailer and I'm like, oh, it's the same one. Oh no. I missed that show. I learned so much.
It was a good show.
Did you know that sugar will not ruin a gas tank, contrary to popular belief? Your car will still run with sugar. It's what was it? I can't remember. It, like they put everything down a gas tank. They put milk. They put all this stuff. You could probably watch it on YouTube. But they were dispelling old myths. Like you shouldn't hide behind a car in a gunfight. Which here in the house is so don't be getting in gunfights. But I'm just saying I saw this on MythBusters.
Why the heck would we be getting in gunfights? I mean,
But
seriously.
like
Can you see me?
in the movies, people hide behind doors and stuff. You know, like it will not protect you.
Well, they hide behind cars in cop shows too.
It will
And
not protect you.
no, it doesn't.
I'm reading they all fly the same flag. Wow. Yeah, that's right. It is Bleach. Bleach killed engines and mothballs. I was Bleach. I didn't want to say the wrong thing.
But what about Airstreams? Did they test those out? Because I would love to travel on an Airstream. I think they're so fun.
Oh,
looking.
twin. That's why you're my twin. That's on my bucket list. I grew up with people that own trailers. I love trailers. They're just work because you're basically moving your house into the trailer every time you go camping.
Yeah.
Dynamite won't mess up a car if you put it in the tank.
Really?
I like your moxie. I like your moxie, Kilroy. My parents had these cars made recently with their info had on it, and they have the flag on it. I never put them down for emergency contact. Oh, I'm everybody's emergency contact.
Oh.
You want to be mine?
I'm like I'm like the default.
Oh, I didn't know that. Hold on, let me go change it. Tammy, can you be his backup in case he doesn't answer the phone?
Of course, absolutely.
I saw a nice Airstream that was an RV. I really I wanted one my whole life. But also, oh gosh, here we go. I promise I will not go off too much about this. But van life scares me.
Oh yeah, it should.
And so because my whole life I had parents that were like, if you don't work hard, you will live in a van by the river. And those vans are expensive and no one can go near the river where I live.
You're not Chris Farley. You're not on Saturday Night Live.
That is one of the greatest. That is one of the no, my parents would always say that. That is one of the greatest things of all time.
Okay.
It's true though. They would be like, if you don't get your stuff together, you're gonna be living in your car.
But it's just for a
Truckers
short
hate
period of
van
time. It's
lifers.
not like we're doing it for years on end. It's just, a couple days here, a couple days there, traveling.
Oh, I'm not against it. I'm just saying van life. I watched van
couldn't do
life
it.
videos, and that's just fancy homelessness.
Yeah.
And it's just it and I'm crying. I'm watching van life videos. I'm like, you can park in front of my house. I'll run a cord to you. Like, oh, I want to help these people.
It's one of my favorite sketches on Saturday.
In a van down by the river. Van life is risky. If they rob your house, they rob. Thank you. No way. And fun story. In my surfer days, I was sleeping in my car because I was physically exhausted. Because surfing in the ocean, swimming in general, you move your whole body.
Yeah.
I passed out in my car. Someone was breaking into my car, but I was like, I had my surfboard over me, so you couldn't see me while I was in it.
Oh,
I opened the door and was like, ah! And they ran. I scared them because they didn't think anyone was in the car, and I like, I waved my arms to show them I was a bigger predator.
like they're a bear or something.
I was a kid.
That's exactly where I was thinking.
I didn't know I was a kid, and my heart was pumping.
Those van life guys, though, the ones that got in on like the early part of the trend, they made so much money off of their YouTube videos.
They did. And you know what, Shalom, I love as a traveler, I'm not anti-traveling. Anyone who's ever said they backpacked through Europe, they were homeless. I'm one of those people. They were homeless. They were sleeping in train stations, sleeping in fields like American Werewolf in Paris. That is real.
I am too grown up to be homeless now.
You made yourself big. So,
Sherry
but
said she wants a tiny house. I would love to do a tiny house, but I couldn't have the husband too.
I want like, well, now my number is growing. I want like 9 of them in a circle. And I want like those Lowe's houses with an upstairs and a downstairs.
Mm.
You can make mine all one level. I'll be the odd one out.
I am taking orders. I am. I just want them in a
We're gonna
big
have to live on a compound, like hundreds of acres.
It would.
I'm telling you, we just have to start a cult, and then, like, we can have it registered as a religion and be tax free, and William can be the our
Proudly.
supreme leader.
I
Our
will
supreme leader.
proudly. The cult
Yeah.
of selling. We're
Yeah.
like we are officially Daleks, like in Doctor.
We need
That's
like
right.
a
in Doctor. In Doctor Who, it's always like the cult of Scarrow, the cult of this or that. Oh man.
Yeah.
I have no demands. Sew caftans and live your life in peace.
We just need to make sure we have good like fiber internet. They need to like run fiber internet and like some kind of
Do you know
channel.
how much
so that
power
the
we would
grid
draw?
destroy it. Oh my gosh.
I
We need like our own generator.
I actually know how to build. I learned because of my job. We have massive concrete pads with just nothing but solar running for half a mile.
Amazing.
It's a lot of money though. If I told you how much like a mass amount of solar panels are, you'd be like, what?
They're expensive.
But we,
They're
like
expensive.
Zodi could do like the car mechanics, and William could fix all our machines, and I'll cook and bake.
I can can and stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I got gardening. I have chickens.
Woohoo. Okay.
As long as
and the
as long as
coos.
there's people, as long as there's somebody there that can cook, then I'm good.
Yeah, I can cook for hundreds. Even I have
look
done so before.
We need an industrial kitchen, like a house just with an industrial kitchen that that gets connected to everyone.
Don't the Duggars have that?
Yeah, they have a yeah.
It has been so long since I've sewn without a since I've done edges without a serger.
Mhm.
I'm
What are you
down.
sewing tonight?
The arms. Eventually this disaster of a coat will come together. It's
But
been
now-
a Monday. This coat has it. This
Yeah.
I'm gonna call this coat Monday.
Yes, that's the Monday coat.
We don't name stuff.
I told you it's not. I told you I don't name things. I do
Well, you
not
just
name
did.
things.
It's contagious. He's catching on, dragging him down to the dark
I
side.
know.
You know
It's
what?
Lucy May, isn't it?
You know
It's
what? This
Lucy May.
thing. I can't believe I'm about to say this. This thing couldn't get any worse.
Don't say that, because it will. It's still
You
Monday.
just jinxed it, William.
I mean, I sent you
How
all
dare
that
you.
one video of
Oh
Lucy
my-
May walking in a parking lot.
Or
I know it all made y'all's day.
Or like the even more famous saying, "Watch me, watch this." Famous last words.
Hold my
"Watch
beer.
this."
Hold my beer. Mhm.
Well,
Alabama's famous for that.
as the son of a engineer, my dad was always like, "Hold my beer," but he was really just fixing stuff and annoyed with everybody that he had to fix something.
Yeah.
So hold my beer was like I was minding my own business and someone broke something.
But then if anybody else tried to fix it, he'd get mad, right? I bet.
But as an adult, I understand because like he had the real know-how. You know. Do you know what's so? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I have a real life story based off of that. I installed the ceiling fan in our apartment. I laid down and took a nap one day. My husband and his daughter somehow managed to destroy the ceiling fan. I got woken up from a nap to go repair the ceiling fan I had installed because they had completely jammed the motor. They were playing with pillows and got the little chains or whatever up in the ceiling fan while it was in motion.
Mm.
Yeah. That would have been one of those. Here, hold my beer while I fix this.
Yeah.
I would like to nominate Ollie for mascot of our cult.
Oh, I could take that. Yes. Because he's coming. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, his name says Furball, so
Yes.
you know.
So the other day, I was talking to my mom, and I was telling her about how, I declogged all my drains. When I was 7 years old, I tried to flush an apple down the toilet.
Okay, I'm waiting.
No. My mom still brings it up to this very day.
Okay.
That's it.
If I were your mom, I would too.
But like anytime
Know how I
she
feel
hears
about
the word,
unclogging drains.
anytime she hears the word, no, because I'll never forget. They were about to have a party with like 30 something people, and I clogged the front bathroom.
Of course, that's
And
when
so
it
my
happens.
dad, he had full overalls, he had a suit underneath, and then he put his knee down. And he's like, I have to change my suit because he just put his knee down in the water. So he had to change his entire suit. Oh, it made me laugh. But I looked at her and I was like, are you still mad? And she's like, yes. Told her, I was like, that was 30 something years ago. Build that bridge, buddy. Build that bridge.
And then after that, every time she had a party, she's like, gotta keep William out of the house. There's always something he's gonna do.
Oh, I'll never forget that day for as long as I was seriously like 7 or 8. I was a young chap.
You were.
But I learned a lesson that day. Don't flush a toilet down the drain.
Ollie, I'm excited that you accept the mascot position. Thank you.
I had a ceiling fan fall. I'm glad my daughter and I decided to go out for lunch instead of eating at home. This is some nightmare fuel stuff.
Oh, dang.
That is some nightmare fuel stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Like, the only drama I've ever had with a fan is one time I bought this fan from Home Depot. It was called the 1 hour fan. It took me 3 hours to install. And then I bought one of those top tier fans from when my grandma lived here.
Yeah.
It took me 20 minutes to put it in. So they should have called that one the 20-minute fan. And the 1 hour fan should have been called the 3 hour fan.
Shalom, he won't wear that.
Oh, no, but I have a perfect idea for a sweatshirt line.
Uh-oh. Famous last
That uh-oh was perfectly timed.
I have a perfect idea for a patent pending.
Well,
And if
you
I
have
see
to tell me so I
and if
can
I
write
see
it
it,
down as Secretary of the House of Sewing.
and if I see you in a Highland cow hoodie, full like fur, I will sue you. Patent pending Highland cow hoodie, full fur.
Full fur.
Is it like up until COVID, it was illegal to cover your face and walk into a business in my state?
And now it's perfectly legal.
Yeah. But does anyone remember the early 2000s with those weird like Spider-Man and Venom hoodies?
Yeah, kids still wear that, the Minecraft ones.
Oh, that was so huge here when that hit. And people were like, because I worked at a tattoo shop and they were like, you can't come in here with your face covered. But like at the tattoo shop I worked at, they sold patches, stickers, they had a piercer up front. They had and yes, I graduated from piercer to working at the front, but they had a Harley up in front. Like it was a huge Hollywood shop.
So, William, you worked at a tattoo shop. Were you a tattoo artist?
I was a piercer.
Oh, okay.
And the owner was from Iran. And one day, because he was really paranoid. And one day I asked him why he let me work up at the front, and he said, "You look like people were." Like he basically said, "You look like." He basically said he could trust me because of the way I look.
You look like person.
No, he was like, no, you look like you're from my country. It's
Yeah.
my eyebrow. You know this angle does my eyebrows no justice. I just shaved them today, so I'm gonna show off. My eyebrows are humongous.
Oh, do you get those giant
It's
like
half my face.
4
It's
foot?
literally.
Yeah, good
I
job.
shaved them
They
today.
look
so
good.
They're looking. I shaved them, so they're looking great.
You get like a one of those mascara brushes, and you lift them and then you snip them off with your tiny little scissors.
I get a razor, and I'm like, shoot. When I'm older, I'm gonna have a giant unibrow.
No, you won't. We will make sure you don't.
Yeah, that's not okay. You will also get your ears done and your nose done regularly.
No, I do that now.
We need our cult leader looking okay.
I told this story about how when I was younger, I used to hang out with my grandparents a lot. I was sitting next to my grandfather. He sneezed, his nose hairs went out and came back in. And I'll never. And instead of being grossed out, I remember thinking, oh my gosh, this is my future.
Are you done?
And that was during the '94 Olympics. Was that the '94?
The
Was it
LA
90?
Olympics?
No, that was it.
Something like that.
Atlanta. No, the Atlanta. Was that 90?
Yes.
Yeah, it was the
Atlanta was
Atlanta.
90.
Jess's reaction to that. Jess's reaction to that story is so good.
Yes, it was.
I knew that was my future. I knew that was my
I
future.
can't stand nose things, y'all.
So now we know what the rest of the story.
Oh, he knew. He knew.
I don't know what kind of fan that is, but very heavy. The motor was huge. See, those are horror stories. I'm glad you weren't in the house, Terry. Those are absolute horror stories.
So Ollie's comment was that the main shaft of the standard ceiling fan is the same diameter as the Singer top shaft. The early electric engines drove both. They were the earliest mass-produced electric items for the home, widely produced. So the ceiling fan and sewing machine are linked.
Oh wow.
Interesting.
Ollie and I go way back. Cave paintings. Good old days when we ate steak every day. Lots of leaves. Good old time. Just jump in a lake, drink out of a lake. Good old days. Everybody had a unibrow. It's my people.
Dear togas.
All about it.
You never needed a shirt because you had your fur to protect you.
Oh, the good old days.
You communicated by grunting at each other.
Everything was organic. I say that to anyone who grew up on a farm. They're like, everything's organic. Anyone who grew up on a farm, they literally just walk outside and eat it.
You need a wife? Just take the club.
Ollie is Darth Manuel, and I'm Darth Glitter. I almost said something completely and utterly inappropriate. I am Darth Glitter.
I'm just waiting for you to accidentally trip up on that word one day. I think it's coming.
You know,
I caught myself.
You cannot hang in this group if you can't take a joke about you. You know,
that's the adult in me. Like, I'm telling you, when my kid was a little guy, I literally cleaned up my language. I was raised by a sailor. I say things that would almost get me put on probation just by the words.
No, at my house, I told my kids, you can say whatever you want, because I swear a lot at home. And I told them that they were allowed to swear as long as they met the criteria. Like A, it has to be grammatically correct. And B, you accept the consequences of your actions if you swear in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's your shit. Like, if you get in trouble for swearing at school, your fault. You face the consequences. If you go to somebody else's house and their parents hear you swearing and they think that you're a bad influence and they don't want you around anymore, that's on you.
I have the exact same rule with my kid, but the thing is, ever since he was younger, he never got in trouble for it. So I really don't say, like, he curses, but no one has ever come to me and been like, your son has a foul mouth. On the flip side of that, I say please and thank you for everything and excuse me to everyone. And so because of that, my son
Absolutely.
does that now though. And I catch him doing that like non-prompted. So
Influence is good.
I'm glad you're back with us, Tammy. Welcome back. Welcome back.
When Emily was really little, she told her sister to fuck up. And I said, first of all, I think what you meant to say was fuck off, not fuck up. So get it right. And then that's when we began the rules of swearing. And you can swear about a thing, but not at a person. You know?
Oh, I like that. You know, I come from a long line of people that say horrible things that you can never take back to each other. I like that rule. You know, I went through this phase where I think it's inappropriate for children to curse. But my son is no longer a little boy and he's turning into a grown man, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And plus, I want him to express himself. I want him to feel like he can come to me if there's a problem.
Growing up, the way that they kept us from using adult language was telling us that if we were using that kind of language, we lacked vocabulary.
Yeah.
That we needed to increase our vocabulary instead of using the adult language. And that worked until I no longer care about the vocabulary content.
Well, it's also situational.
Yeah.
There are
it
certain
definitely
things, you know.
Definitely is.
Location. You know, there are places where you just don't. And even I know that. But
like I say the S word unprompted. When I stubbed my toe, I say the S word. When I crashed my truck, I screamed the S word so loud you could hear it on the moon. Like, I think that's one of my favorite words, actually.
You know, we have jump scare words too that come out automatically without.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also with my son, like he'll do things, and I in me, the adult is like, "What are you doing?" Like I don't even. I was born this way. This is like my factory settings. When he does certain things, I'm like, oh, what's going on? I try not to freak out. I grew up around I was raised by adults. I am the real life Yosemite Sam. I come with a big hat and I'm like, what's going on in here? What is going on? I have things to say.
What in tarnation?
Are you kidding me? And I've officially, this one, it kind of makes me laugh, but when I was a kid, my mom would always ask us, do you have friends who work at the power company? Because all these lights cost money. My mom's like, shut the door. I have become that person. I am that person.
I've got a new one for you, and it just happened today too. So my husband likes to keep the house really dark. Like he just doesn't turn on a whole lot of lights. He turns on select ones that he needs, but he leaves the rest of the apartment just completely dark. And I said, you know, it's really dark in this apartment. So I left lights on when I came in here. He thought he was going to be a smart butt and come in. And he asked me, do you think money grows on trees? I said, what do you get off an apple tree? Leaves. I said, no. What do you get off of an apple tree? And he said, apple. I said, what do you get off of an orange tree? I said, an orange. So what do you get off of a peach tree? Peach. Okay, if you pluck the apple, peach, and orange and you go sell them, you made money. So yes, money grows on trees.
And in the ground too. Someone who grows alfalfa and hay. You'd be rich if you grow alfalfa in my town.
But he was asking if money grows on trees, and I'm like, yeah. Yeah, it does.
This seriously, I heard my mother in this comment. This goes down to my core right here. Mm-hmm. I'm not paying to air condition the neighborhood.
That was my dad's comment.
I'm not gonna sit up here in front. If I have the air on and my son has the because we hang out in our backyard. We do. Like I have a whole nice setup out there. But like if the back door is open, my blood pressure will go up. I'm like, it's just instinctual as a parent to be like, what are you doing? See, that's my like, what are you doing?
That's the moment that you age about 50 years.
I try not
Get
to.
off my lawn.
No, because like my grandparents and my parents went through this thing. Like they were really cool in the 70s. I saw pictures. That was their heyday. They would go clubbing together. They like my grandparents and my parents had such a fun time. But by the time I came around,
the fun was over.
yeah.
The good days were over.
The fun had been over for a long time. And I get it. I get that. No, because I see pictures and like they partied. My dad has I found a picture where he's wearing the Saturday Night Fever white suit with those white vinyl shoes. I saw a meme and somebody was holding those white vinyl shoes and it said, if your father had a pair of these, you probably have brothers and sisters that you don't know about. Oh, I died when I saw that. It's in my phone. I have like the greatest hit memes saved in my phone. Oh, go ahead. Shalom, were you going to say something?
No, I was just laughing at what you had to say.
I found out now that my parents are gone. I hear everything they said. I hear my mom telling me, haste makes waste. I love that. My parents had time anxiety. We were never late to anything, ever.
Wow. If my mom was driving, we were late. If my dad was driving, we were 45 minutes early at least.
My parents were the ultimate odd couple. My dad got kicked out of university in the 60s because they found that he had borrowed some chemistry equipment to keep in his dorm room, and he was making acid. But my mom was a nun, and she left the convent because she had a vision from God that she needed to have children. So she left the convent and she married my dad 3 months later.
Wow.
So my mom is just the sweetest, most innocent little sweet lady. And she, like, if she ever lets a bad word pass her lips, you know that there's something happening, that something's really bad, you know?
Do you know what's really funny? My mom was the one who kind of cursed a lot, and my dad never cursed. So when he did, if he said the F word, everybody would stop talking because it had power. You know, my mom said all the time, we'd laugh at her. You know, it was part of her vocabulary. But when you reserve it, it does take people back. If you don't curse, then all of a sudden you're like, "You mother trucker!" Everybody will stop. Everybody will stop.
Yeah, they will.
Do you know, I think it's because I'm looking out for it. I saw another person this evening driving with their lights off. And then to that young man who was on his e-bike doing 40 miles an hour with no helmet and no lights on. Summer isn't for a few more months. You can't drive around like that at night. You will get I almost, seriously, if I'd gone 2 more feet, I would have ended this young man's life. People are crazy with those e-bikes. Whatever he was on, it was cooking and booking, but he had no helmet and no light. And he was keeping pace with cars, but you are so unprotected on a bicycle.
That's so dumb. It really is. It's just, it's a death wish.
Yeah, I thought of you yesterday because I was driving. I was on a 4-lane highway, and it was dusk, and a car was coming at me with no lights on.
I
was like, "Who are you?
What is wrong with people? Do you think it's because our cars do a lot more thinking for us? Like back in the day when you got in a car, you had to do everything.
Yeah. Now, if your lights are automatic, you never think about turning them on. So if somebody does happen to turn them off, like at a service center, like changing oil or whatever. If they forget to
Absolutely.
turn it back on, because they did that to my Jeep. My Jeep has the automatic lights, and I went through a parking lot before I realized it. I was like, wait a minute, I don't have my lights on yet.
But daylight savings is coming.
Yes, it is.
It just it's a weird epidemic of people
Yeah.
with their head in the clouds. And let me tell you, as mayor of Cloudland,
Oh,
as King Cloud himself,
all right.
you have to pay attention sometimes. When I drive, I'm at 10 and 2. That's why I listen to a lot of classic radio and Huey Lewis in the news because I don't have to switch it.
Mhm.
I'm not fumbling around with my console. I'm driving and I'm looking around,
Mhm.
I think it's because I was in a horrific car accident. I pay attention.
Yeah.
Also, people who walk at night and wear black and think I can discern that you're crossing the street. Okay.
I think
Okay.
it's ridiculous.
I agree. 100%. This is 100% correct. And I haven't said this all year. It is legal to jaywalk now in the state of California
Oh,
because
great.
people were doing it so much they were just like, well, we can't stop them. I almost ended this young man's walking career because he darted in front of my car, and I was at the point where I couldn't brake because everyone was on my tail on a left turn because we were driving like normal people.
There was one place back when I lived in Huntsville that people would jaywalk all the time because there's not crosswalks anywhere nearby. So like it's good almost mile between the crosswalks. So they would jaywalk across the street and they would wear dark clothes. They were going to not the projects, but kind of.
Yeah.
But it was a busy enough street. So they were crossing over to a shopping center area, and regularly that area or where the bar was, they were crossing over there, and people were going crazy fast down that street. I do not miss that. I do not miss trying to dodge them.
Is it legal to jaywalk over there?
No.
I drive places all the time and don't even.
Yeah, if you get caught.
I do this. Sorry, I do the same thing, Zodiac, because I do the same thing every day. Sometimes I feel like the movie Groundhog's Day because I'll pull into my job and I'm like, did I bring my coffee cup? And it's right next to me. It's big. I may have forgot my coffee cup like 3 or 4 trips ago.
Yeah.
But because I do the same thing every day, it feels like Groundhog's Day.
Exactly. I understand that.
And it's not a bad thing. I don't hate my life. I'm not like, I did cry
It's
in my
just a
car that
routine
one.
that you have.
What's that?
It's a routine.
Oh, every day. That's why, in a weird way. Oh, by the way, is this 31 days I've gone without buying sewing machines or sewing machine accessories?
More than 31.
Today's
the
41.
It's 40 days.
I've gone
41 days.
41 days without buying
41
fabric.
days.
It's like you could have built the ark in the time that you haven't bought fabric.
Or sewing machines. And as someone who bought one, apparently my numbers equal to buying one every week. I bought how many? What was it? 50 something?
53.
Just in 2024.
Sorry for that weird information.
Yeah, you know what? The Hall of Sewing thanks you.
Oh.
That was so spot on. You work here.
It's because I'm a secretary. I know. I'm really looking forward to my raise next month.
Oh, it's here. It's here. Sorry. That was a delayed reaction. I just didn't freeze. That's my entire exam. Oh, Michael Jordan would be proud. Get that, man. Thank you. Yeah, this entire year, I said I was going to do it. I said, and I was understating how much fabric I have. And I knew I could go for a while without buying a sewing machine. I knew I could go a while. But it was time. I was over or under compensating for something that one day I'll make a psychiatrist rich for. But I don't care to figure it out. But I had to get real with myself. And I constantly talk about this. Just because you have the means to do something, should you do it? Like I had a gambling habit. It would have never broke the bank, even if I was just throwing outrageous numbers out. But that one day I had an existential crisis in the casino was like it was true. Like I was doing it because I was bored and I had the ability to do it.
Yeah.
And I just had to tell myself I liked driving. I liked the food. I liked the shops and stuff. So I got real with myself, Thank you, Skits. Thank you. It's like a joke. Step off the curb and stop traffic. It's like it's crazy here. It is so crazy here. Oh wow! I'm getting a Canadian 1882. Is that Wanzer? C sewing machine. Yes, Terry. And that was just in 2024.
Correct.
And I can't even front because I posted most of them on my community tab. And then I sat in this room and started counting and I'm like, oh yeah, I got that one. Got 2 sergers like a pirate.
Yeah, you had to apologize to Pam a couple times.
Well, Pam knows. See, it's because Pam's been around for a while. She knows the real numbers. She's like, bump those numbers up, son. Bump those numbers up just a little bit. It's true. No, it's so true.
Yeah.
And there's still a sewing machine that's on the other side of all my stuff here where I need a belt for it. And I haven't even shown it off. Oh, I'm missing all these comments. I'm not used to Restream or I need a new mouse. I need to figure it out. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to go and buy all new mice for all my computers. I think it's time. Because I had this weird habit of buying a thrift store mouse.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never gone wrong, but this one is acting kind of, I don't know if it's wonky or if it's just, I'm not used to Restream.
Replace them one at a time. That way you can find one that you like, a style that you like, before you invest in all of them.
That's a really good idea because I need those old school gaming ones that were made for people with giant hands.
I need a new keyboard. I had no idea how filthy my keyboard was until I got this light with the magnifier in it that I sewed with. And it is absolutely just like I clean this. I am obsessively clean. I obsessively clean my keyboard. Like I get the Q-tips in there and I do all that stuff. And this thing, as soon as I get my light on, it is absolutely just
You're gonna make me. It's gonna be gone.
Okay. Tech, one of these tech genius things that, nobody ever gets to do because we all know that it's bad for it. When you go to retire it, give it a bath first. Just to see.
Oh God, I'm scared.
And I love it. I love the fact that Alibaba is saying hoser. I was so disappointed when I went to Canada and people weren't calling each other hoser like in Strange Brew.
I mean, Strange Brew is what, 1980?
I love growing up. I loved that movie. I played a lot of hockey, and me and my friends would be like, "Come on, hoser, come on!" Like we thought that's how people in Canada talk to each other.
Well, if you want a snapshot of how people in Canada talk to each other, you're gonna have to watch Letterkenny.
I'm actually subscribed to a lot of people in Canada, and I watched this one guy. I thought he was in New York because he has a bunch of Buffalo Bills stuff, but he was in Toronto.
Yeah, I mean a lot of people that like because Buffalo is just across the border, right? It's right there. There's a bridge. It's a bridge between the two places, and it's a big joke in Canada that like if you're a Maple Leafs fan, be prepared to cry. Like it's been since the 60s that the Maple Leafs have won the cup. So everybody just
Yeah.
you have to be used to losing if you want to be a Maple Leafs fan. So I guess they jumped.
Man, up until the Dodgers one, I used to tell these people like, you kids haven't been here through the terrible years when we wouldn't even make the playoffs sometimes, and the Kings too. I'm not kidding you. Before the King, because the Ducks won a cup before the Kings, and you could go to the stadium for $5. You could go to the stadium for $15, and after the Kings won the cup, those prices disappeared and never came back. Even when we had some pretty stinky years in between. We've had some few, some pretty bad years, and the prices are still outrageous. Even recently, someone I absolutely love and respect looked up prices for the Ontario Reign, and I was so shocked on how much the prices have gone up. And that's minor league hockey. California prices are insane. I use a Bluetooth keyboard, so I destroy keyboards. If they're out here, like, I destroy them. 2 weeks ago, I literally spit out coffee. It went down the wrong tube and it came right back out, and I completely spit it on my keyboard. And now the space bar, and no matter how much I wipe it, the space bar is still kind of stuck.
Six. Yeah. Well, you shouldn't be drinking coffee when you're talking to people.
I spilled nail polish on my keyboard.
Ooh.
And my control.
Sugar coffee, really, pretty much. I mean, it's just
with
a
like
little
half
bit of
and
coffee
half.
inside of it.
Yeah.
Oh, my stuff is like super glue.
Oh yeah.
If you poured my coffee, I could do that old super glue commercial where they'd have the hard hat with the handles and the guy was stuck on the beam.
We went to Starbucks and he said his order, and I'm like, "What? Whoa!"
And
That's a lot of sugar, dude.
I was being conservative.
That's what he says, being conservative. I'm like, oh, then what's your real order?
Well, they looked at me crazy one time when I walked in there, and I was like, hold on, let me see if I can remember it. May I please get a grande drip with 2 ad shots and 20 sugars and cream to the top?
Yeah.
And the guy was like, can you repeat yourself? And I looked at him, and I said, 20 sugars, bro. And I knew that's what he wanted. I knew that's what he was talking about. I was like, I need.
Yeah, of course he was. Did he really?
He didn't
say
ask for that
20?
many sugars this last
I
time.
got 10. I got half.
No.
I got half. It's still
10 is half.
But
Wow.
I have to say, when this was the first Starbucks I've ever been to where it was for here to go.
I know. It tripped me up. I didn't know what to say. I like had a brain block. So I'm like, I guess for here, I don't know.
That was an experience.
cup.
That was an experience. And I have that exact same size cup at my house. So I now know the value of that cup.
My goodness. Yeah, I don't put sugar in my coffee. I don't need it. Cream.
See, and I just get a venti Americano with a little bit of cream. I'm done. No sugar. No.
I'm insane with sugar. I'm insane in general, but when it comes to sugar, I don't play.
But I did have a teaspoon of sugar the other day, remember? A teaspoon. And what happened to me? No.
Terry gets it. Why didn't you just start with, can I get a cup of sugar? Okay, in my defense, I have one at my house. They used to have spouts at Starbucks where you could just sit there and just go like this, and like people would judge me, but they weren't as like mouthy about it. But now that I have to tell them the amount of sugars I need, they look at me, they're like, sir.
You just count to 10, you just keep pouring, and then when you get 10, you're done.
It depends on the size of cup, the mood I'm in, and how strong the coffee is.
Oh, okay.
If it's like, see, I have
your Vietnamese,
a ton of sugar. I have this thing where I want to taste the strong coffee, the sugar, and the creamer all separate. I had a doctor tell me like, creamer has sugar in it. And I'm like, it's not enough. It's not enough.
20 sugars is 83.3 grams of sugar.
Oh, let me do my WWF flex. Ah.
Look at the sugar in your Pepsi. That's more than your Pepsi.
What, you guys think I wake up
Yeah.
perky like this? You think I
Oh
wake
my
up?
God.
Seriously, coffee is personality in a cup.
You know what's
I
funny
wake
though
up
too
like
is
this.
when I was pregnant with my first kid, I used to have to get a lot of ultrasounds, and the way to get your baby to be active during an ultrasound is to have something sugary, beforehand. So
Yeah.
I would get, and because I had gestational diabetes, I would,
Oh, I did
get
too.
juice. I would get juice because, of course, there's no tons of sugar in juice. And then I read the ingredients on the cranberry juice I was drinking. Oh my goodness, there was more sugar in that than there was in a Coke.
I have cranberry juice in my fridge right now. I have Ocean Spray. It is the sugary stuff on earth.
So, needless
I
to
know it's
say, Glenn
bad,
will
Terry.
eventually be a diabetical.
I know it's bad, Terry. I know. Let me tell you, Twin lets me know that my habits are gross.
I didn't say they were gross.
I know you're much
I'm
more
just worried
polite.
about it.
No, you're polite, but they are like.
I'm
I
fine.
wish, Ed. I wish. I don't know. I'm so weird, and I'm not even saying this to be funny. I've been drinking coffee since I was 6 years old, and I think it's just one of those psychosomatic things. I've been drinking the poor man's latte with cream, sugar, and coffee my entire life. Well, most of my life. I'll pretend that I was here. Hey, Rita. Hello,
Rita!
hello.
Rita, you got to get in touch with me, Rita. Rita, me and you, girl.
Well, I'm glad that you're here to join us. I am in full coffee confession. It's because Twin saw me in person and was like, "Oh, this guy." First she was like, "Oh, he's real," and then she's like, "Oh my gosh, he does have a problem. Many. Sugar is one of them."
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I was like, he is real.
I'm a sugar-aholic. I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe
You
I
were
do.
Santa, and she saw you. You weren't supposed to be seen. It was Christmas Eve.
You didn't bring me a present.
Do you know what's really funny? In my catechism classes, I picked I did, but I brought the coat. For the record,
Yes,
hold on,
he did.
for the record, let me make myself big. For the record, the coat was brought, but we had a good time, so I forgot about the coat. We had a rip roaring time. We were doing the Charleston, having a good old time. But I forgot, okay? I talk too much. I have a talking problem.
Oh.
Amongst other things, and a sugar one as well.
I am trying so hard to be
We had
good
such a good
because
time. I wasn't going to take your jacket
Oh.
away, your coat.
It was
'Cause I didn't earn it.
literally
I didn't earn it. Ollie, you're on my own point status. Come on, I've been doing really good lately.
Oh my gosh. It was offered to you and you got all humble. See, you're all like tough here.
I can't.
And I
Yeah,
was like,
but
here.
see,
I was like, here, you can have it. And you're like, I'm so humble. Oh, I'm so humble.
I was just going to take a picture with it and then give it back to you. So that people could see that I
You
had.
can have it. I've made so many. If we went back and looked at how many Mimi G R11 coats that I've made hundreds at this point with an S.
Okay.
With apostrophe with an S at the end. So I've made quite a few.
I'm gonna have to tailor it because you have wider shoulders and everything than I do.
You saw me with my boots on, so like those boots do give me the illusion of height. So you're gonna put it on, and it's just gonna be a long coat. It's gonna be a long coat, but I make long coats.
Yeah.
I watched too much Briscoe County Jr. as a kid. I wanted to be a goofy cowboy. Oh, I'm sorry, we can't say that word anymore. I wanted to be I don't even know what to say anymore. I wanted to be an obtuse cowboy, like like Briscoe
cowboy.
Well, I didn't know what to say because we can't say the G word anymore.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
I'm so sorry about the comment thing. Not sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Rita, Rita, you don't have to apologize at all.
No.
My
Oh, do you hear
mother-in-law
that
used
cat?
coffee in the kids'
He's
bottles.
coming.
She said they like it. My father would give me coffee, and he got me absolutely hooked on coffee. So I've been drinking it since a very, very young age. Somebody told him that it's good for asthmatics, and he took it as I should give a child coffee.
Oh.
It's a JP sighting.
Yay!
Oh, stop.
Hey. He's like, I didn't
Look,
agree
you
to this part. Ow. That
just
looked like
got
that hurt.
me. Oh, no, sir.
He's in Velcro mode.
Oh, look at that face, though. I know he's
no,
scratchy.
he just wants to be around somebody. But yeah, that's what he does. He's going on a long hair. That's all he wants to do.
I have officially become Johnny Carson. That's the animal part of the show. This is the animal part of the show.
Okay, done.
Do you have a lemur? Do you have a lemur or like ocelot?
Oh yeah. What else do you want? I can just pull it out of my hat.
Thank you so much for saying hat.
The alternative could have been ugly.
Like I said, I grew up around sailors, so thank you so much for saying hat.
Hey, I live in a sailor city. This is the Navy capital of Western Canada, so I fully understand.
There was one time I got sent home for saying something, and my pops picked me up, and on the way home, he's like, "I'm so proud of you. Stick to your guns." It was a terrible message. I was raised by a sailor. Aw, we did need the animal portion of the show.
Oh, he's being a terror. He's like playing parkour right now.
So, in the beginning of the show, I didn't cry hard enough. What am I going to do for the next 2 weeks without hockey? And I know they're having the World Championships, which coincidentally,
the Four Nations tournament.
Men's hockey is copying women's hockey. Women's hockey does this all year round, where they play each other all year round, especially Canada and America. They go around, they go from like Mexico to Canada playing each other. And they have a tournament in Mexico every year as far as women's hockey. Should I start knitting? I need a new hobby without watching hockey highlights all night.
Well, William, I was a knitting teacher for quite a while. Did you know that? I can
Really?
Yeah.
I have a few of those knitting sticks. What are they called?
Knitting needles.
Knitting needles?
Yeah.
I like knitting sticks better. They remind me of They remind me of like short drumsticks. The old 99-cent store, one day, I used to peruse there all the time because I used to live by one. I walk in
my points,
and they had a ton of sewing stuff. And I bought everything there. And I remember telling myself, like, you don't knit. And I bought knitting needles. But they're huge, though. They're like, to me, they're cartoonish. They're so big.
The cow has been washed and is with its owner now, which is my youngest daughter. It was never mine. I just came and showed it that one day. And that's it.
It's all fun and games. Do you have a real Highland cow headbutting your front door? And I will run. But first, I will give out that Joker laugh of ha 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 and then run.
No, you won't. Stop lying.
Do you know how big 500 pounds is? 600? No, those are the small ones.
The babies.
Like when they're first born, they're like 500 pounds.
They all deserve love.
We all deserve love.
He's weight shaming your baby, Jeff.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
I just want to know where I stand, Ollie. I'm trying to figure out where I stand. If I've earned any points today for being so nice and cordial and just wonderful.
There was something I was going to tell you points about, but I completely forgot. You're getting there. I'm not getting you. Oh, I'm not even going to talk about it because it's just going to show up. Since you turned it down when it was in, like, literally.
It's just going to show up?
Yeah.
I'm getting a gift?
And then we're going to start over. We're going to find something else for you to torture me over. We'll find another point system.
Hey, Jess, check your texts for a second. I've got an evil plan.
Oh, I like this. I like
Is
evil.
this Mission Impossible again?
This is what I really like, that I have both of y'all's phone numbers and we can just talk back and forth.
Da-da-da, da-da-da. We already know that my son is not a patsy. I'm so proud of him. When he was asked, would you let me in your house? And he said
Yeah.
no.
Yeah,
No.
he's loyal. He's loyal to
Yes.
dad. And that's,
Yes, and
that's
yes, and
very
yes.
wise. Yeah.
Yes.
Evil plan accepted. Excellent.
Yes. Ha 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 ha. I don't have an evil laugh.
You have to twist your evil mustache.
Oh,
Imaginary.
no. Oh.
Like
I shave every day. I don't want to.
Oh, dear.
Oh, I'm not Italian. Yeah.
That's like
didn't
when
get that
people
part.
ask
Sorry.
me, people like, because I have quite a reputation, and every once in a while someone will be like, oh man, people, they told me, oh, you have horns. And I'll always say, I shave them down every morning.
Yeah. He's purring so loud.
Oh.
Everybody needs a JP in their life.
I'm good.
So Shalom, he found us. He was
You're-
like 6 months old, 6 weeks old.
Aw.
And he would, and all of a sudden my dog was just like, what's in our garage? And there he was. And it's just like the size of his head. He was just so little.
Oh.
Yeah.
JP sounds like he's smoking a cigarette, driving a Ford F-150, a classic Ford F-150 with a cowboy hat on, vest,
Hey, I told you his dimensions.
gun rack in the back.
He has a 7-inch neck. He's like 12 inches long. I thought you were going to make him a cape.
His name is JP. He needs a vest.
Yeah.
Are you going to make him a battle vest?
Yeah, I think it's time.
He needs a formal. Tails and
I
everything.
need to give you chest measurements.
What does being Italian have to do with shaving? I was waiting for it. I was waiting for that.
I don't know. It's just that, people over there, they're hairier. I don't know.
Oh, Kitty is sleeping. Looking. Oh,
No. So, Ollie, if I send you JP
I have 3
points,
There's nothing wrong with being Italian at all in any way, shape, or
no, there's
form.
nothing wrong with being Italian. I'm part Italian. Like, I got some blood in me.
Do we need to add that to the list of your phobias?
What?
I'm giving you a hard
I
time.
just got
I'm
this.
just giving you a hard time.
I just had this image from your story the other night of Dio. I'm thinking
I
maybe
don't have
Jess is
any
just in her
phobias.
pre
Oh,
Dio
sorry.
years.
Arachnophobia. I have one.
I was so disappointed when he walked out. But again, also with Ozzy too, because you know what it is? It's the inevitability of age.
Yeah.
True.
Like I saw Ozzy a lot from the time I was 12 years old on. And then when he came out with his show and you see this man who can't hear, he can barely speak English and he's English.
Yeah.
He's from Birmingham. He's from Birmingham, so that's how they all speak.
Do you know how shocked I was when I got there and people didn't speak the Kings?
Oh, what oh, shit, no, what's his name? From Judas Priest. He's also from Birmingham, so he doesn't speak English either.
Or in Wales, I was like, wait a minute, these signs aren't in English. I remember having
Welsh
that moment in my head of being like,
wild.
where am I?
Yeah, Welsh signs, bilingual signs, or not. Sometimes it's just in Welsh.
It's vowels.
And
it's
lots of L's. Tons of L's and D's. But I have an old photo somewhere of that Welsh town that's impossibly long. And with the name, I stood by the train station just for a photo of that sign.
There's a very famous news clip of a BBC announcer, I think, and he actually pronounces the name correctly. And they were like clapping because he said it without skipping a beat because he was doing the weather, and they put it up thinking it would stump him, and he just was like, boop, and he said it, and then looked at the camera like, what you got?
There was apparently a discussion off of camera about that one.
It's the same thing here. Every other town is in Spanish and most people cannot say the names correctly. So there's like, even on, well, no, Ontario is a bad example. There's a lot of different towns around here that are in Spanish, and people will completely and utterly butcher it, and they're from there.
Mhm.
I apologize if I'm quiet. I'm looking for something.
I completely understand. I've been in this weird recovery mode where now that I'm not going to thrift stores, I'm not buying stuff, I'm going through everything in here, and I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it's been a while since I've said this because this used to happen all the time. A package that I ordered in November will supposedly be here by the 13th.
Oh my gosh.
Sure.
I forgot about it, but then, okay.
Yeah.
High five to anyone who can actually say this.
Yeah, it's not me. It's not me. I think I can kind of
There's too many
pronounce it a
consonants
bit.
in it for me. My brain can't.
There,
quite-
Fuegan,
the L's-
Guegan,
No, the
Wyken,
L's don't sound like L's. It sounds like a Hanfer.
Lagan, Fair, Chai, Nope.
Yeah, I know the end is gogogoch, but that's about it. No,
Whoa.
Terry, that's the name of a town in Wales. I shit you not. Like I actually went to that place just to stand next to the sign on the train station because every train station has the name of the town on it, and I just had to get my name. I had to get a picture taken next to that because I mean, it was a big sign.
I can't believe I remember that after all these years. His name was Liam Dutton. It's like a 20-second. Oops, I hit the wrong button. I need to get used to this. Share screen.
Good morning, Deb. How are you? Welcome.
Hey.
in.
Hello, hello.
Good morning to you.
Okay, you guys ready?
Sure.
Do it.
Now today we had a big contrast in temperature across the UK, just 12 degrees over coastal parts of eastern England with cloudy skies, but in the sunshine in northwest Wales at RAF Mona, just up the road from Llanfair Pwllgwyn, Gellgogera Quindrobol, Llantysilio Gogogoch, the temperature got to 21 Celsius, that's 70 in Fahrenheit.
Bam!
Okay.
I still will never
Yeah.
be able to say
No, nope.
No, I'm still learning
Yay.
Spanish.
Well
we're
done,
good.
though. Well done.
Good morning. Hello, hello.
Good morning. Good morning. I have a song that I sing to my kids.
Oh, I bet they hate it. I bet they when someone's cheery, when someone's too chipper in the morning, I'm like, oh, what is wrong with you?
I'm not always
Right.
chipper in the morning, just when it comes to my kids.
I will get there, but you've got to watch how much coffee is left in my cup before you talk to me.
Yeah. Are you one of those people that when your alarm gets on, like you can just jump right out of bed and go? Or do you have to hit it a million times and like snooze it?
I'm not allowed to do the snooze anymore because I have to get up and make lunches for my girls, and I have, but I also don't really use an alarm clock.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I can do that too now.
I automatically wake up. So
Yeah.
yeah.
5:30 every morning. It's just like, ooh, here I am.
Mhm.
I
No
always wake up before my
way.
alarm.
Oh, wow. I wish I need an alarm clock. But
I don't
do.
have an alarm clock. I'm not getting up.
If you
Same.
if you need an alarm clock, you're not getting enough sleep.
I've been an insomniac my entire life. Like, I would not know what it is. I do not know what it is to sleep like 10 hours unless I'm sick or on like antibiotics and stuff. It's the only time I ever get like hardcore sleep. I do what's called biphasic sleeping.
Well, my problem isn't that I don't get enough sleep because I physically cannot get enough sleep. It's the chronic illness. It just takes a life of its own.
Rita, in Wales, almost every town is like that. from the American standpoint.
But the people, oh my goodness, they are so lovely. And in Wales, everybody sings, and they have the most amazing choirs.
They
It's
are happy people.
wonderful. I loved Wales.
I did, and they have good food too.
Yes,
Lots of
they had
people.
good
They
fish and chips.
they do. They do. And if you don't like that, you can always go to McDonald's.
No, I refuse.
It
I have not been to McDonald's in 30 years.
still to this day, I dare someone to tell me where in a developed country they do not have a McDonald's. I dare you. I watch a lot of like Nigerian television. I watch a lot of Nigerian news, and it is so funny to me. They're like, they'll give you the news, then they cut to a commercial, and it's a McDonald's commercial. And it's all these Nigerian people like, we're going to McDonald's, and like any country, I dare you to show me where there is not a McDonald's in the developed world. Okay.
Are you ready?
Uh-oh.
Are you sure? There's a couple of them.
All right.
Okay. There are 123 countries in the world as of May of 2024 that do not have McDonald's in it.
Poor sad saps.
These countries include North Korea,
Oh,
Iran, Russia, Iceland, and Bermuda.
Russia doesn't have McDonald's?
Apparently not. According to May 2024.
They closed them all because Russia attacked Ukraine.
I remember that. I remember.
So they did have
one.
McDonald's.
That's what I was about to say.
They did have them. They don't have them now, though.
Also, Nepal does not have one.
That's not
Iraq.
surprising. I don't think they
Had
would
them in
eat.
the 90s, but no longer.
But they did in Iraq. They did.
McDonald's left Iceland in 2009, so 2009. But they did, but they no longer have them.
As somebody who dated somewhere from that region, I can totally understand why McDonald's left.
Okay.
They're
So
just not
anyway,
fans. They're not fans.
money, prize, points. Just kidding. But anyway.
I'm kind of shocked. The first couple of countries I totally understand because they're the polar opposite of us on purpose.
Yeah. I'm putting in leeway. I gotta go.
All right, we have been going for a while. Well, thank you for joining us.
It's been fun.
Bye.
Bye.
I have good morning. Good morning. Just stuck in my head right now.
That's just his fault. I still cannot find the one thing I am looking for. I'm still in I've got to find it. I've got to find it.
I can't. I'm one of those people who can't sleep at night, so I get so much done. It's like 3:30 in the morning. I look around. I'm like, wow, my house is spotless. I do everything but vacuum because my kid's sleeping. I also get a lot of laundry done. My sleep meds are illegal. to be fair though, Shalom.
No, it's true though.
There's Skittles. Skittles are illegal in my state. So
oh boy. No. These things are they're called a well, basically they're categorized in the US as a date rape drug. So they're not allowed in the States.
Oh, good gravy.
So, when I sleep at night.
Thank you so much for stopping by, Jess. Good morning. Good morning. I always forget it's so late on the East Coast. Like, it is 10:30 at night here. I'm just warming up right now.
Okay.
No, I will be ending the stream soon.
I just put a link in there. I found it. Who thinks that I need to make that for Jess?
Let me flip. There we go. Click. Yes. Oh, I don't want to subscribe to your thing. I accept your cookies. Oh, I love.
I have the file somewhere. I bought
love
that
it.
years ago.
I absolutely love that.
I was looking for it because I know I have it somewhere.
Yeah, and I can still hear my kids running around, so I think it's time for me to go so that you don't have to listen to me kick my kids' asses.
I know that mood. I know that feeling. Seriously, though, thank you so much for joining, Shalom.
Thank you
so
for
much.
having me.
You are
I
always
really
invited to hang
Shalom.
out.
Thank
Anytime.
you. I appreciate it. I really enjoy being here with you guys. All right, I'm going to
Okay.
go too. Good night,
All
everybody.
right. Bye, Shalom.
Bye.
Mwah. Good night.
So I will be back at it on Wednesday. I had to look at my computer to see what day. Where am I? It is Monday, man. I'm telling you, this coat has fought me. I'm gonna take my time with this coat because it has fought me every inch. So hopefully I'll finish it tonight. But seriously, Tammy, thank you so much for joining.
Oh, you're welcome.
Had a great time as always. Is there anything you want to promote? Anything that you want to, shout out there?
My Tuesday night, my Thursday night, and then this Sunday we've got Sean from The Guy Who Sews coming to join me.
Awesome.
And
awesome.
we're working on the cow from Fab Farm.
Awesome.
Or no, sorry, the goat. The goat. We're doing the goat this time.
Ooh, love that. I bought print like that last year. I need to incorporate that into something. I was thinking about making like a sweatshirt or something.
Yeah, I get to make 4 of each of these. So there's 4 goats. So I'll make one in the live and then 3 others after that. So
I'm working on a video right now, and the funny thing is, because my serger blinked, it's probably gonna be the art of failure part 3. Because I love showing that sewing is there. It's not always successful.
No, it isn't.
Because in the world of sewing, and I've noticed about tutorials, this is why I always show my finished project first. Because I want to let you know you're not going to watch it. And there's no fluff in this video, Because a lot of people, they make it look easy, but they'll only show you finished projects that are perfect. That's why I show you everything, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent,
I could definitely show some not perfects.
And that's the beautiful thing about sewing in general, is that not every time you're not going to hit a home run every time,
Definitely not.
Well, I will be back at it on Wednesday. I hope everybody has a great night. Thank you so much for joining me. It was beautiful seeing people that I haven't seen in a while. You guys are missed, and you guys are always welcome here. I'll keep the lights on for you. Like I always say, reinforce your seams, be yourself, and I will definitely see you on Wednesday. Bye, everybody. Have a good night.